Testing, testing, 1, 2. Hopefully my audio's good right now. All right, you guys are in for a SmackDown event. This is going to be chaotic and hectic. Let me check to make sure that this is okay. That's working good. All right, we are going to be debating these dumbass liberals tonight. It's going to be a crazy event. It's going to be me and Jake versus 20 liberals or more. There's going to be call-ins, so we are going to be debating two guys, Jimmy Snow, a guy named Joe Von Bradley, and a slew of their callers who are going to debate us as well too. So this is going to be one crazy. Why does my camera look so foggy? This is weird and crazy. Let me see if I could fix this real quick. All right, there we go. Final. Oh wait, nope, that's not it. Hold on. Is that it? Is that the camera? Hold on real quick. Let me see if this will work. Nope, that's not it. All right, that'll work. Okay. Crazy. All right, let me get some music started because this is going to be one hell of a debate. This is going to be crazy. What the hell? All right, let me pause the music. This is about to be the gayest debate I've ever seen in my life. All right, dude, I shit you not. This is really going to be the debate. First of all, they want to have this on Zoom. Nobody does this on Zoom. That's so gay. Modern Day Debates does it on Zoom, and I don't understand why they still do it. They want us to prepare questions 20 minutes ago and help them with this debate. This is the most retarded, this is crazy. The requests these guys have that I'm reading is ridiculous. The only reason why I agreed to this debate is because they have 300K, they have almost 500,000 followers. Granted, right? So there's a little bit of exposure, all this other shit, but they want us to ask them questions and prepare a response for them already ahead of time. This is the gayest format I've ever seen in a debate. These are going to be the most bad faith debaters that I've ever seen in a debater. In a debate. This is crazy. Hey, what's up, Glacier? Hey, what's up, Rogers? Gold, how's it going? Oh, man, this is going to be one of the most bad faith debates I've ever had. So it's me and Jake Varr versus Joe Von Bradley, Jimmy Snow, plus 20 of their callers, plus guests that will be debating against us. So we're going to be outnumbered. I wish you guys can see what I'm looking at right now. This is the most retarded format I've ever seen. The way that they want to do this is stupid. What the heck? This is crazy. All right, let me finish this music while I read the rest of this. This is nonsense. Crazy. All right, I guess Jake's in the room. Let me go. Let me get in this room real quick. Since everybody's there, I might as well join in. This is, oh God, this is so crazy. What the hell?
This meeting is recorded.
The 3 and the 4.
The new 4 Pro is pretty nice, but I switched just because you can get it in America. You can't get DJI natively in America, so you can't get the 4 and the 4P anymore. So I switched to Insta's got some really good ones now. Insta360, I mean. Nice.
Is that the Luma one?
Yeah, it's really good.
I've heard the Luma one is really nice.
It's really good. Okay. I'm changing permissions. Arden has sent the that's good. And
there he is.
Martae. First, am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, you're saying it correctly.
We have no audio.
You gotta unmute yourself, Martae.
Fix this. Can you guys hear me? 10-2. 1 2 1 2.
Yep.
All right, good.
Perfect.
That's good.
Yeah, you're saying it correctly. That's how you say my name.
Cool.
I do have a question.
Everything.
I have a question though. You wanted us to get questions 20 minutes before the format. I mean, I just want to ask why wouldn't we know about this beforehand?
Martae, I knew you were going to have something to complain about. This is like
no, this is a rational. No, hold on. This is rational.
Martae, for you, we can skip the personal questions. We'll do just cause.
That's not.
Does that help for you?
Can you repeat what I just asked you? That's not what I asked you.
Yes, you want to know why 20 minutes out, which it's not 20 minutes out. I said okay, 30 minutes out. Why 30 minutes out? You need to come up with one question to ask for the first round.
Yeah, that's not a personal thing. That's not what I asked you. That's what I asked you, actually. Thank you.
And so, by the way, it's not 20 minutes out because an hour and 10 minutes ago, I sent you the graphic with that information. You didn't read it. And that's the thing. You didn't read it. So I knew you wouldn't read it. I knew you wouldn't read it. So I sent ahead.
I did.
Let me go ahead and highlight. You got to come up with your own question.
When did you send that, though? Jimmy, can I ask you a question?
An hour and a half ago.
So today, we have this. When did we set this debate up?
We already talked about it being back and forth. If you need me to drop that and go back just to call questions, we can do it.
No,
I didn't think you would have this much trouble coming up with one question.
Jimmy, is this a complaint or a query? I'm asking you a question. I'm not complaining. I just want to know why.
You asked it so charged. Why it was such an issue for one question with an hour and a half
found response. How is that charged when it's just a simple basic question?
I don't care, Martae. Do you need a question or are we going to call in? Which one are we doing?
You can't answer the questions. That's crazy.
Martae, I don't care. Do you want us to do just call-ins, or do you guys have a question for the opening rounds?
I just wanted to know, how come we couldn't find this out when you set the debate up? You waited till today to drop this on us.
I literally created that graphic for you today to make it easier.
So you couldn't tell us till today. Got it. You don't have a reason why. All right, that's fine.
Tell us, Martae, you didn't ask a single question about the debate format either. You couldn't do shit either, dude.
You're hosting the debate.
You know what I said before you got here? I was like, if we're all having good time in 90 minutes, we'll keep going. I'm sure 3 of us will, but I don't know about the fourth. And you know what? I was calling. We didn't even make it 90 minutes. You already made me stab myself in the fucking head.
Do it, Jimmy. Do it. Stab yourself in the head.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you liberals are so sensitive. This is ridiculous.
Martae, next time, please do some research on your opponents because we're literally not liberals. We literally debate and shit on liberals all the fucking time.
What's the difference between liberals and Democrats?
Martae, I'll tell you, I will educate you on the debate on the show.
No. Use that for your first question. If you want to use that for your first question, go nuts.
You're scared about coming up with a question. You got it.
You might want to use your rabbit ears to hear next time instead of using it for optics.
These are cat ears. I don't know if you know the difference between a cat and a rabbit.
Oh, whatever you identify and whatever your pronouns are. I mean, I'm not gonna shout them out. You're a man.
Jesus Christ, Martae, we are 10 minutes away.
If you look like a man, I'm gonna tell you you look like a man. I'm not gonna call you a woman or a rabbit. I'm just telling you.
Did any of us tell you to call a woman or a rabbit?
You just corrected me on what animal your ears are.
He doesn't realize how progressive it is.
What type of headphones they are,
on your
weirdo?
ears. What are you talking about? This is ridiculous.
On the type of headphones, did I tell you call me a cat, or did I say they're cat ear headphones?
It's kind of progressive that he will call someone if they look
so crazy, like meow or something like that.
So cringe, bro.
Jake, you tried. It didn't land.
Very
tried. Didn't land. I saw the attempt. Didn't land.
Come on now. Come on now. Have some
By the way, Martae, I'm very, very impressed that you can see the future.
Oh, I'm very impressed that you don't drop information. How very professional of you.
I read your description. I read your description. It was really good.
What description are you referring to?
On YouTube, where you talk about the debate that apparently already happened, and you know what topics and how they went. It's a really good description. Definitely not AI generated slop nonsense.
Yeah, I didn't talk about how the event already went. That's not you. Bobby must have read something
I don't
else.
think you read it.
Yes,
I don't
it
think you
fucking
read
does.
it. I don't think you read it.
Oh my god!
You definitely didn't read your own description, homie.
Martae, it does.
Look, if you guys want to be hanging, you complain about the future, but when I talk about what happened, you guys want to talk about the past. It's ridiculous. You guys have an arbitrary position already.
This is such
This
a
is so
weird.
weird that you have an arbitrary
This is the
position.
weirdest deflection.
We haven't even started the debate yet. You have an arbitrary
Martae,
position.
can you get your hormones in check? You're being very hormonal right now.
Could you at least have a static position instead of an
Did you
arbitrary
start
position before you
menopause
start the
today?
debate?
Was this the beginning of menopause for you?
All you liberals have feelings as a response. Can we start the debate?
My God, you've been melting down since the second you walked in.
any of the questions right now. Wait till
Yeah, let's
Jake wants you to
This is so
No, it's
funny.
not that. It's just like, can we
No,
get to
Jake
the
is
show?
tired of your
Let's not start
bitching.
right
That's what he's
now.
tired of. Jake
Jake,
is
I'm
tired
glad you're
of
already live. I'm glad you're already
Jake was
live. I'm
having
glad
a
there's a
fine time with us here before.
It was okay. It was all right.
Jake, you and I became best friends. We became blood brothers. We spit our hands. You know it.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get
You know what's funny, Jake? Of the two of us, only one of us has had to publicly address rumors were gay. I saw that video. You looked so handsome. And I just say that's a good look for you.
What are you talking about?
You know the video of there
Are
are
you
people.
hitting?
I don't know if
Are you
there's people on
hitting?
your
Are
side.
you hitting on my debate partner? Are you hitting on it?
Martae, do you live in a world where you can only tell other
Wait,
men?
hold on.
that-
Are you hitting on my debate partner?
Martae, do you live in a world where you can only tell a man he looks good if you're trying to fuck him?
Why
I
are
don't know
you
if you
hitting on my
caught my
debate
partner
partner?
coming
Hold
in
on.
here
You're not
heavy
answering the
waters. I'm
question.
not polyamorous. I'm good.
Can you answer the question? Are you hitting on
No,
my
I can't,
debate partner?
Martae. If
Wait,
that's
hold
your
on.
question
Are
at the
you,
beginning,
Jimmy?
if that's your question at the
Yeah, that's
beginning,
gonna be the first question.
is that your first question, Martae?
No, that's not my first question.
Anyway, it's a very good look for you. I liked it. You look very professional.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, so you call everybody's
There's a
debate
video
partner
where
handsome before you start a debate?
somebody was the word you're saying is something like somebody had been accusing you of being gay, and you were like, I don't know why I have to talk, and then they find out, so are you gay? Oh, I think the guy had been saying you were gay, and he said you've never answered directly, and then you answered directly. Does that ring a bell?
Is that the? I think you're talking about the. Is it an IRL debate?
I don't know. It was a YouTube short.
YouTube. Okay, yeah, it's probably against both state because that had to do with women's modesty. He's some loser. But
He's a guy that's really gay, by the way. He's a guy that's actually...
That guy really wanted to have me be gay.
He's actually homosexual, by the way, too. We're not going to talk about him, though.
That's cool. Homosexuals are great.
But yeah.
I love me some homosexuals.
I don't like homosexuals. They're not great. They're not great. Homosexuals are
Why
not
are we
great.
hitting on you to say I love homosexuals? You already know I'm a bisexual man.
You told him he's handsome.
Yeah, you know that. Remember, Martae already told you.
You told him he's handsome, and then you say you love homosexual men? Yeah. That's already answering all the questions I have on the side.
Martae, the sensitivity of you
never
is
looked at
wild.
another man and been like, that's a handsome dude.
The fact that you're on a side
You are
with size is wild.
You are a sensitive man.
I'm as straight as they
I'm
come.
an honest, truthful
Like,
man.
that's a
That's what I
handsome dude
am.
right there.
You definitely are.
Martae,
Like I
wait,
see it.
Martae.
You're going to hate the
Go
parts of the
ahead,
show where
Javon,
you're
ask your
not
question.
allowed
Wait,
to
I just
talk.
want to know.
Crazy-ass
I just want to
question. Go
know.
ahead.
Ryan Gosling's a handsome man, right?
What is that relevant to anything?
That was a crazy pause. That was a crazy pause.
Because you're asking me a question that why would men ask each other these questions?
Jake, if
about
I don't
men's
make it to the
attractive
end of the
levels?
90 minutes, I'll have you back for a full one. Just for the record.
I'm waiting for you to stab yourself in the head.
I might have. I actually lobotomized myself. I actually lobotomized myself before the show to bring myself down to a more fair level for you.
I want to go live, but I don't want to suck up all the views from Martae.
I know.
Like, he's
I'm
struggling.
Fucking Christ. There will be an intro. I'm going to let people know how the show goes and how it works. Then everybody will get 60 seconds to kind of introduce themselves. The rounds go, as you guys have seen in the outline. During when it's the other team's turn to go, you don't talk at all. Arden will mute if we have to. And then there's a full open dialogue. Last 4 minutes of each round.
Jimmy, are you going to be managing the timer? Or do you want me to do that?
It's probably easier if you do that. Then I can focus more on the debate. Let me get live chat up though. I want to see those fools. These leftist cocks.
Don't forget soy boy. You gotta add that in there.
My soy boys.
I don't like you to forget the soy boyness.
So you are a leftist, right? You guys are?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure it's accurate because that's what you guys had in the thumbnail. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And we hate liberals.
But you're a leftist and you hate.
Correct. Yep.
The liberals aren't left enough for them. That's why they hate them.
Liberals aren't left.
We'll say for the debate.
I wish they were. I wish they were. I wish they were. This isn't a thing where like us arguing semantics would be like, I legitimately think the liberals are more on your side than ours. But we can discuss the nuances of that. Arden, did you already get the stream key?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I've been shitting my brains out. Do I want to take another FlyGo or Javon? I might have to leave you every now and then to go and continue my shits.
That bothers me. Do what you gotta do, fam.
There might be some.
As long as it's in the poop bathroom, remember.
That's right. I segregate my bathrooms by function. You can only poop in one bathroom, pee in the other one.
Yellow's in one bathroom, brown's in the other.
That's right. That sounds so much worse. Okay, I got live up, chat up. Before I got one caller. I'm gonna let
you guys
know.
should probably reiterate to your people that you guys have some calls and stuff.
Yeah. You'll have an easier time than the last one. By the way, we found out last guy's OnlyFans were people who hate watched him.
By the way, just to clarify, 619 debates the number, correct?
Yeah. 619-332-2837 if you want the numeric form.
Okay.
Babe? There's calls are starting. You can start screening. Girlfriend's helping with the call screening tonight.
She just told me that she could hear you from the other room, and that sounded very funny.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know.
We're 1 minute out. Just let me know when you guys are ready, and we'll.
We can go now for all your shit.
Okay, here we go.
Just give us a cue when we're confirmed live.
Yep, I think it should be good.
Testing 1 2 for my audience. Can you guys hear me?
I think you need to take the stream down very quickly before you hit go live, Arden, because it seems like you're out on a vertical preset for stream.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank God you don't have auto start on.
Correct. Luckily, that doesn't actually, if you do it fast enough, it doesn't.
Okay, this is a really small font though, because I'm on Parsec. It's kind of hard to see what codec is supposed to be using.
Yeah, I can probably.
Yeah.
Help out. Remote in. That's on that one. Okay. Weird. Mine's like super zoomed in.
Yeah, mine's really far away. I can't.
Let's go to baseline of that, and we'll up bit rate to 256, and let's just do one of the callers they are getting the question from, and vice versa. Both of us have a list and a link, so we can see the calls that are queuing up and choose the calls for them. Before we get to that. So we give some time for people to call in with the questions that they want us to debate in these about 15-minute segments. We are going to do a round of questions chosen by the participants here today, directed at each other. That's pretty much how it is. I don't think much more information than that. So we can go around the room, and we will let our opponents here today give their introductions first. Jake or Martae, about 60 seconds. Tell people about yourself, whatever you like.
I'm Jake Varr. You can find me at Project Pod on YouTube and Rumble, as well as Jake Varr on X and Instagram. And I'm a political commentator. I do a couple debates here and there, and I do it from a right-wing perspective.
Martae?
My name is Martae Ruelas, and I'm the host of OTE On the Edge. I'm in the middle of a brawl on World War Debate, which I project I'll be winning. And I do constant debates on political, events, satirical things as well, too. I'm also on Instagram. My Instagram is blowing up as well, too. And I'm also a pro athlete. That's it.
Javon, you want to go next?
Sure. You guys watching, you know me, you love me. Jovan Bradley. Across my account, I got like 600K of you that hang out and watch and chill. I can't see the future, but I have a feeling I know how the debate's gonna go.
And I'm Jimmy Snow. I was born in the dirt. That's good enough for me. All right, everybody, we are going to get started.
Riots, the Tesla burnings, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the Chaz takeover, stuff like this. My question to our opponents would be, how would you justify, do you believe that the violence of the uprising of left-wing progressives is justified, or do you believe that there's some type of common ground that you would say that needs to be dialed back? And that's my question.
Yeah. I think timer is moving to us. Oh, there it goes. Javon, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I don't see a historic rise in left-wing violence, not any more than what right-wing violence has always been. We probably define political violence two very different ways. I would say political violence on the right has been historic policy measures that have kept people, specifically working-class people, in a state of poverty, where you would say political violence is only specifically political violence that turns into bodily harm. So do I think that there is an uptick in some bodily harm violence? Sure. Do I think it's justified? I don't necessarily think violence against another person is justified 100% of the time, but violence against property, I genuinely do not give two damns about.
We still have 45 seconds. Yeah, I'm a similar position, and what is important is what we are defining as left-wing and right-wing violence, and the things that get let go of. So there is going to be, when there is a large oppressed group of people with no other recourse, you are going to see violent pushback. We've also seen that violence coming from people who do have representation, who do have political power, and that is coming in the form of the state becoming more violent toward its citizens and the people that it is charged with. Martae, you want his last 20 seconds?
Yeah, I'll piggyback on this. Not only this, you're talking about property damage. You're talking about small business owners. You're talking about other people disincentivized. I thought the left actually supported small business owners and actually would say, we're not going to disenfranchise these people. And instead, what we're doing is a supportive measure to prevent this from happening. My question is just a supportive measure from what Jake's stance is.
Javon, you want first?
Yeah, sure. We can make all these claims about the rise of left-wing violence over the last 10 years. Since 2016, 112 people have been killed from right-wing extremists, while 13 been killed from left-wing extremists. These are numbers from the Center for Strategic and International Studies. So we can say all day and all night that we want that, look at how much this rises on the left. It's always been there on the right. I don't care about property damage. Property is going to get destroyed when people rise up. I didn't care when the founding fathers threw tea off the boats. I don't care when property happens. And we want to talk about BLM, 93% of those protests were peaceful. So to cherry pick, look at these 7%, and now I'm going to label all of this riots. It's just sort of, in my opinion, a pretty big obfuscation from from like the actual violence that is happening.
Yeah, it's a big exercise in, oh no, it's you guys, it's your fault, you're the ones doing it, when it's literally like the amount of violence from the right is significant. And you
to rise in America, upending their businesses, as it were, and you're actually conceding to these big property, I would say these corporatocracy, when you're going ahead and burning down small mom and pop shops and things like this, you're disregarding that. To me, it's almost like you're burning the candle at both ends when you want to say, no, I want these small businesses to proliferate, which the left always says all the time. But then that's why I said your position is arbitrary when you want to burn all these mom and pop shops in the end, and then you want to disregard all the deaths as non-violent or any of this. I notice how you obfuscate and don't mention the Planned Parenthood deaths that happen every year. Matter of fact, there's been more deaths in that regard than there has been in deaths in U.S. history in any war that's ever happened. Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, so really quick, my questions weren't answered. So again, they want to obfuscate historical violence. I'm talking strictly in the last 10 years. Again, the uprise, etc. And your opponent says, I don't care. Can you give me a reason why you don't care about property damage? If you want to go about just, I just don't give a shit about property damage, then what's the use of even having violence? At the end of the day, this is still violence and people are affected by it. Why don't you care about those people?
If you don't mind, Javon, I'll start this one. Martae has given up on the debate already. I mean, that was literally, we are talking about a very specific thing and now wants to go to a social issue of abortion, where now, in our remaining few minutes, we would have to talk about the difference of the moral ground of abortion. Has absolutely given up on what the actual... No, Martae, this is not your time to talk. This is my time to speak. You get your time to speak. They've then lectured us on obfuscation when this is talking about terroristic political violence and wanting to now pivot to an abortion argument, which would be fundamental to it. By the way, nobody said there should be no remedies for small businesses. No one has said that there should be no activity done when a person with a small business loses their business to something like that. The point is that business or property aren't people, and the fact of the matter is we have enabled a state to violently protect property against the lives of people. Javon, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's nonsense. The $2 billion number comes from a property claim service estimate, which estimates building damage, inventory loss, vehicle damage, business interruptions. So just not being able to operate your business for a few days because of the protests, looting, arson, and vandalism. And it's insurance estimates. So it's not actual numbers, because I've had an insurance policy, I'm sure you've had. Oftentimes you can get more out of it. I don't care about property when people's lives are on the line, and that's what like the larger scale of political violence is.
Property. I mean, pockets. At the end of the day, money doesn't grow on trees. It has to come somewhere, right? So yes, it does affect a lot of people. Not only that, yes, a lot of these violence, especially with the BLM riots, had a lot of deaths in those riots, right? We can talk about that. Not only that, if you even look at the recent rhetoric that's been very much inflated by leftists such as Destiny, who says that he kind of wished the bullet hit Donald Trump from the head, right? So this type of rhetoric that happens. Not only that, when Charlie Kirk died, we saw a lot of people celebrating his death on TikTok. It's this type of rhetoric and inappropriateness that now today we see.
Destiny's not a leftist. Destiny can eat my actual ass. I don't give a fuck about Destiny's opinions. Destiny is a capitalist, therefore can't be a leftist. And I would have as much debate. I would have as much. Right, not a leftist period. Isn't on my team.
Bro. Hold on. I want to correct the mischaracterization. I'm going to correct this mischaracterization.
What's leftist?
Hold on. Because it's just obfuscating. I don't like obfuscating. My position was not insurance companies are going to cover it, so therefore it's okay. It's not something that I said one time. I said that the number you're quoting is using insurance estimates to come up with the number. It's not that insurance companies are going to quote it, so therefore the property damage doesn't matter. And I know you guys do not care about property damage when it comes to your own. I promise you don't care about property. Do you care about the hard work?
Yes, I care about property damage. You care about it, bro. Hold on. I don't
give a shit. I don't care how
I'm not gonna. Wait, I'm also not gonna go tell the sad disingenuous right now. By the way, I don't. Okay, that's hilarious.
You guys made it. You guys wanted to talk about. You guys wanted to talk about left-wing political violence.
I'll tell you what you said.
You guys wanted to talk about left-wing political violence, and your violence has been against property and fetuses.
I'm about to call you out right now. Giovanni, you literally said such and such is happening. Insurance will just cover it. Did you not say that?
No, I didn't.
That's what you rewind the tape. This is what you said. You said insurance will just cover it.
We can rewind the tape.
And then you said it's a mischaracterization. You said something that wasn't that. That's crazy. You just said that in front of us.
No, what I said was that the number you're quoting is quoting insurance estimates.
And then you went on to say insurance will just cover this and hand waved it away.
I didn't.
That's crazy.
Here's at the end of the day, for the audience who is watching, for people who are watching, we were supposed to be having a discussion about uprising left-wing political violence. It was pointed out, even on a rise, it does not compare to all the time right-wing political violence. And our opponents here today have resorted to violence against property and violence against
life. I gave you the 10 years number. I gave you the 10 years number.
Let's do 5.
I gave you the 10 years number.
Let's do 5.
Joe Vaughn, you're ducking right now from lying from what you just said.
I'll give you the numbers again.
That's not what you said, Joe Vaughn.
What was the very first thing? Stop. What was the very first thing I said? I said the CSIS did an estimate. I literally gave you the numbers and you ignored them. No, wait.
The numbers are irrelevant?
No, stop.
To your side?
The number of people killed by right-wing, no. The number of people killed by right-wing and left-wing extremists doesn't matter? No, because you ignored the fact that I brought up the number of people killed. No, it's not.
That's not MAGA.
No, it isn't, because they separate jihadists in the list. No, this is
That's
why
guys. Orange got enforced. Everyone stop. That's the time. Respect the time, Javon. Respect the time. We don't want to make you Arden have to jump in. Jake, we lost your video and your mic. I assume that wasn't on purpose. We're going to move to the next round with the next question, but because we're waiting to see people call in, want to remind people you got to call in at 619-322-2837. Right now, we're about to do our second round, which will be our question for our MAGA opponents, and we are going to have a back and forth on that question. When that ends, the remaining rounds, however long it goes, minimum of 4 rounds, if we have a good time, we might go longer. Those questions will be picked by the audience who calls in. So if you are MAGA and you want questions to come toward Javon and I that are challenging and hard and in very town hall style, you're going to want to call in and be waiting on hold to deliver those questions and people from ours. Right now we have 2 people, and I think are they all lining up one direction? We have 2 questions for MAGA, so probably from our audience. So we'd love to see the MAGA audience call in with our
great exchange there, dude. I wish it was longer, to be honest, but that was great exchange.
I like to have, I get it. It's number of, the goal is to have a number of debates and basically like show off, here's what our side represents and here's what your side represents, and get as many topics as possible. Depending on people and stuff in the future, we might even do a longer overall thing or totally open format with people who can handle open format. All right. Let's jump to our question for, I will get that set up. This is going to be MAGA responding first. So Javon, if you want to go ahead and give our question to Jake and Martae.
Yeah, pretty simple. I just want you guys to name one policy that this specific administration has enacted since January 2025 that has left a typical American household better off. So I want to hear the name of the policy, how it actually reached that household. So like the causal link of how it actually reached there, and the number that specifically moved.
I suppose that's presuming you actually support Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, which is our impression here. So we have 30 more seconds to ask the question. In general, as you're answering those specifics, that I am interested to see, maybe not directly, but as an insight, how aligned you are still with Donald Trump, even if you are MAGA, if like many MAGA, you have understood this man to be in it for political reasons that have nothing to do with the average American. That'll be interesting to know in answering Javon's question.
As far as a specific policy, I don't know. I can't give you the exact name or number of policies, etc. But I will say that when it comes to Donald Trump, he's massively better on the border. So if you look at the numbers of Biden with like 20,000 encounters at the border compared to Donald Trump, we're at a now people are actually leaving the country more so than entering the country compared to the previous administration, which was vastly opposite there, where it was more people coming in, encounters at the border. I think it was something like 10 million the entire administration Biden. So as far as Donald Trump goes, the executive orders have definitely helped out with the border security, especially here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas area, where we don't have issues with that. Martae?
So, Jake, one thing I'll bring up, remember when Trump did no tax on tips and no tax on overtime? That's built an estimate over I would say 3,100 on households in America. Not only this, a tax credit of 2,200 in households in America as well, too. That right there is one of the many things
to the people at the top. So I'll ask the question again, and hopefully I get an answer this time. A policy position, so a specific policy, sorry, not a position, a specific policy, how it actually affects average Americans and calls a link to the actual number benefit. That's what I actually want to hear.
The border is also a very silly one. In fact, it doesn't come out of our pockets because the people who were here working contributed more to our economy than they took. They were a net benefit. I only have 8 seconds to go more into that, so we'll probably have to retain it for another time. But none of this was actually here is how people's lives improved at all on average.
That has improved the lives on average. You know how many people work overtime? And we were talking about this, the way that they get over, I would say this tax bracket is to work overtime and qualify for that as well too. So many people work overtime. You would admit that both people in the household now have to work 2 jobs as opposed to yesteryear when it was one man, because we had this influx of women that fought for equality. So also I'd like to bring up that we have enhanced child tax credits that have happened too. This bolts to a larger permanent standard that we have as a deduction, Jovan. You can also address this too, along with my other 2 that are also bolstering I would say, to helping out households as well too. Even if you want to hand that away. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually that's a good thing that he brought up the tax cuts and stuff. That has helped out a lot of families, especially when it comes to families that have child cares and stuff like this. So it has helped a lot within the family structures as far as tax cuts goes. Just kind of piggyback on Martae's points. Go ahead,
If that's all you have, we'll move to the next one. No, in fact, the tax cuts hurt. It ended up hurting because the tax cuts were created in a way where it looks like you get a little bit more money, but overall that bill transferred more wealth from poor people to rich people. So you'll notice that after these tax cuts that apparently were the best thing, people's costs of living have gone up and people are struggling more than ever. By the way, Martae asked, how did you word it? Do you know how many people work overtime? In fact, Jovan quoted for you what percentage of Americans, was it 3 to 4%, were affected by these tip and overtime changes?
9% of households benefited from the overtime deduction.
That's a ridiculous number. I'd like to see the
I'm sorry, Martae, you do understand how it works. We talk during our time, you talk during your time. It's wild. So we are not talking about the average American, and we are not talking about something that has made such a material difference that they have recovered from the absolute economic damage that has come from the massive deficit Donald Trump ran in his first term, and now the incredible overspending that these poor people are going to have to pay for his pet projects and his wars. Jovan, if you want the remainder of the time.
Yeah, just the numbers come directly from the Department of Labor. They come from your actual administration, by the way. So your actual administration dropped these numbers in May. They put these numbers out. The Department of Labor earnings thresholds for the exemption on minimum wage and overtime protection. So like, I just want to hear a number. I keep asking for a number and how it materially benefited, and I just keep getting like talking points, not a direct policy and a direct number for what the average American. Sorry.
So this isn't a talking point, and I'm also giving you numbers too. I'll give you numbers again too. This is straight from hometreasury.gov. American families claimed over $82 billion in direct individual relief from these provisions. The average refund rose to roughly $3,300 to $3,400. So you're wrong on this. This is from hometreasury.gov. Also, this raised take-home pay and refunds for the working and the middle-class households as well, too. So you're also wrong on that point, too. I can also send you a link as well, too, if you need that.
Yeah. What's that link there that you got, Martae?
I'll send it to you. It's hometreasury.gov.
Send it over my...
Yeah.
Hometreasury.gov. Got it. Because I'm kind of looking at the numbers as well, what they're talking about. Let's see, your blue-collar blooms. Okay. As far as the Department of Labor goes, of what they were stating here, some of the numbers here has hold on. I'm doing this in real time. Go ahead, Martae. Finish off some more of the stuff that you've looked up.
Yeah, I just sent that to you right now. So that's from hometreasury.gov. And when you talk about actual numbers and statuses, that's actually to date. That's actually today. If you look that up, that's concurrent with everything that I'm talking about right now. And those numbers are factual if you look this up. So yeah, this rose take-home pay from $3,300 to $3,400. If you talk about this is on average for even middle
So
class.
my guy
couple,
just
they can
bragged
afford
about
it.
$100 increase when your grocery bill had gone up way more than $100. Goodness sake, under Donald Trump, that $100, my God, we've covered that. That covers inflation. That covers how energy costs are going up so much. That covers that $100. You guys are rich.
I'm going to go such a long
You guys
way.
are fucking
I like
rich.
that. I like that. So when I ask for a policy that like benefited Americans, you go, well, what benefited the average Americans is we got an extra $100 on our take-home pay. Hallelujah! Praise the Lord! I would say, like Jimmy said, it's offshooted. It's going to just be offset by all the other things that are increasingly running up in price. We'll have a chance to go through it, but like literally everything is up. Nothing has gone down. Nothing has even stayed stagnant. Everything has gone up.
So for the record, liberals are fucking it too.
$100, great. Love that.
Yeah.
It's not really.
My problem is we have
Yeah.
these economic issues that we're looking at, and liberals are sitting there and going, I've got some temporary solution. Here's some feel-good things that'll happen. They're putting Band-Aids on, but the right wing, like the people we were talking to right now, their solutions tear the wound open. And then because they have a W on the board, it must have worked. Nobody actually goes and talks to the people who are about to send them home packing these midterms because they didn't actually care whether or not that $100 was enough.
And we're not even going to talk about how the bottom decile of households lost $1,200 for the year. So the people on the bottom,
You guys are
they
welcome
lost
to
money.
open dialogue.
Oh, is it open dialogue already? Sorry.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you guys to finish.
No,
We're having fun.
Zoran Mamdani is actually putting the real Band-Aids on this. He's a Democrat socialist like you guys. So he's talking about rent freezes. No, you guys are
You're
talking
gonna
about
pick the guy who's having the
democratic
most
socialism.
successful
When we talk
new
about
mayor
this.
run ever. The guy is like
You
the
guys are
new
most
impressive
rent
first
freezes.
8 months of a mayor.
Let's pivot away from what
Are you guys democratic socialists? Are you guys democratic
how your
socialists?
policies have benefited people?
Are you democratic socialists?
Neither of us are. Neither of us are, though we will support DSA over a Democrat.
You're a democratic socialist.
I told you I'm a
he never
socialist.
has.
I told you I'm a socialist. I never said democratic socialist.
It's even
I
worse.
fall somewhere between the socialist and communist.
Great. How? Okay, let me ask you this.
Wait. We're still in open dialogue about the question of what materially can we say Donald Trump has made better and not worse? And you guys are now going to Mamdani. You're giving us the debate. You're just saying, no, we don't.
No.
Well, I mean, you guys literally obfuscated by talking about history the whole time.
Yeah, you guys talked about.
No,
At the end of the
I
day,
gave you 10-year
yes,
numbers,
it
and I
did.
gave
We
you
literally
10-year
pulled up
numbers,
the
and you
numbers.
pivoted away from them.
Bro.
I gave you
Calm
10-year
down
numbers,
here.
and you ran away
I'm
from
just
them.
gonna look. Hold on. I didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes, I
dude.
did.
He's-
Yes, I did.
Fully did.
So
I'll
really
rewind
quick,
the tape.
I do want to bring up
What happened to
Mamdani
Martae?
because you guys are socialists. If that's what it is. Did Martae drop out?
We can pause. Well,
So-
we don't want Martae to
Anyways.
claim that we'll pause the timer until Martae's back. We don't want Martae to claim we kicked him out. And so
While
we
we're-
wouldn't have to hear from him or any of that shit.
While we're paused, off record,
Jake.
Jake, the very first thing I said to you was giving you the CSIS numbers, which jihadist extremists. Jihadist extremists.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Does that-
You didn't even read it. You didn't even read it. Come on, bro.
Does that also exclude the BLM rights? Because I know it does.
Exclude the BLM rights?
Yeah.
We can look that up.
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
Martae's back. Come ahead and play back on the timer, Martae. Nothing lost. We accommodated you. You've been accommodated. Where did we leave off? Legitimately. Who cares about Mamdani on the question of Donald Trump? I can play.
Well, because
If we're arguing Mamdani, you know who likes Mamdani?
No. The reason why I bring up Mamdani is because Trump has to shut all this down because you guys are causing a burden on the system. And not only this, but Trump also blocked another tax hike as well.
Uses.
How about you?
You mean from other people?
Wait.
The billionaires are leaving New York because of this. The money is leaving New York.
They literally are.
Yes, they
made-up Fox News point.
They are
That's a made-up Fox News point. How embarrassing for you, Martae.
They want to
That is
tax the
so
rich.
embarrassing.
Does
That is so
Mamdani not
embarrassing.
want to tax the rich, and he wants to have a racial tax of
Yeah, do
taxing
Do you not
white
want to
people?
tax? Wait, do you not want to tax the rich?
New York,
There has
That's
been,
not
there
true.
has
They're
been
going to
no,
leave
there has
New
been
York.
no
Yes.
mass
That's
exodus of
right.
billionaires out of New
True.
York.
The same thing that
There
happened in
is zero
California. There's
evidence
going
for
to be a
this.
mass exodus of
There's zero
billionaires.
evidence for this. So
Show
give
me
the evidence,
evidence.
Martae. Give the evidence that the New Yorkers
Where's
have
the
left.
evidence the
Give the evidence that the
billionaires
billionaires
are
have
leaving?
left.
So we can see this from the
Exactly.
history of what happened in California.
Exactly.
It's going to happen in New York.
I don't want to talk about history.
exactly.
I don't want to talk about history.
You guys don't want to
You
talk
just
about what
said
socialism
no,
does
no,
to
no,
America.
Martae wins.
You just said
Martae
that the
wins.
billionaires did leave, and now you can't give me the evidence
No,
of the
that's
billionaires
all.
leaving.
Javon, be fair. Hang on, Martae, I'm on your side.
No, wait.
Javon, what he said was, you will see it because of what happened in California, which, by the way, California is still the billionaire hub in America.
No, they're leaving.
Left, and more
Elon
billionaires
Musk
moved
left.
in.
Jeff Bezos left.
Elon
Not
Musk,
only this,
yeah,
hold on,
Those are the other billionaires.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, Jimmy.
And now
Mamdani
California's
got
poor.
all the billionaires. Mamdani
765,000 residents have left the state of New York since
Those are
July.
those are
And then
billionaires.
the
guys said
socialists,
billionaires.
Billionaires.
socialist Mamdani
No,
got
I don't care if
billionaires
people
on a
have
list.
left.
Jake, you
Billionaires.
Jake, you don't have to be
leave.
dishonest.
Tell me the number. I
Mamdani
need
Jake,
the
got
number right now.
billionaires
you do
on
not
a
have to
list
be
and show their
dishonest like
addresses.
Martae, because that number only matters, Jake. That number only matters.
Socialists, this is what socialists
That
do.
number only matters if you can point to a massive change from the years before. You just cited a number in isolation.
No, I'm telling you what's happening. Mamdani listed a number of doxed residents. It basically made them to where he's going to have them to where people move in their houses because they have different
All right,
laws.
hey, Martae, since the time's up, we're just going to say we trust you, bro. Your predictions, like the description on your
he did
video,
do this.
will definitely
He
come to
did do
pass.
this. He doxed millionaires.
I'm
Buddy, we trust
saving.
you,
He made a
bro.
I'm
list.
saving so many corrections, like the fact that the
Mamdani
billionaire
doxed
population in
millionaire
California has
addresses so that
risen in the
squatters'
last
rights
10
can take over the
years.
residences.
You did want a number, bro.
Guys,
He doxed these people.
Number, but yes, I gave you
A number of billionaires, Jake.
But even that's with
Guys,
the number.
guys, the round's over.
Billionaires, you
Same
made
shit.
a claim of billionaires. I want the number of
Upper class
billionaires.
The route-
echelon, it's the same shit.
Mark, everybody chill. The round is over. We're going to move to the next one. If you guys will pull up your thing and look amongst the calls. Unfortunately, you don't have a lot to choose from, but you can choose from both sides. I mean, you can choose from the right ones if you want. If you will choose one of those callers to bring on to ask their question. It's them to us first, right? Or we to them first?
Are we doing the MAGA side first caller or the left?
So those are
No,
calls
you want to
for
call
MAGA.
for us. You want to call on the left.
You're picking the
Those
caller
will be
to
callers.
challenge us.
Calling. Yeah.
Okay, well then the only leftist there is Avarice.
You can check the both as well if you like those questions.
I'll go with the leftist guy.
All right. Well, he's not a leftist. He's wanting to ask a leftist, but I get what you're saying. All right, Arden, if you will bring Avarice on the air.
You're live.
Avarice, what is your question for the lefty weirdos?
Well, I did say weirdos, but things like that.
No, I did.
Okay. My question is how could one side completely disavow and condemn their acts of violence from their own side, but your side refuses to condemn any acts from your own side, and yet you say that is not adding to the fuel? Like, how is that not less or more aggressive in any state? Right? Consistently, and throughout the show, you can see Jake and Martae.
No, Mark, Avarice. We're gonna let you go there. It is not. We're not debating you. You get to pose your question. Your question was fine. We're content to take it. Thank you, Avarice, for your question.
Yeah. This is pretty. I mean, this is pretty easy. If you want to go first,
Yeah. Let me switch the timer. That's the wrong thing. Okay. I mean, starting with the problem with the question, we didn't get a blanket condemnation of the violence from the right-wing side. They just sort of said vague things. I think, for example, if we asked them if they condemn the violence of January 6th, I doubt we're going to hear that the violence of January 6th is condemnable, but that will be up to them to say. So it is a question I expect from a right-wing person to the left. Again, the things that I've said is that I am not going to tell an individual how to feel about the death of somebody who participated in their oppression. If you would ask me the direct question, should Tyler have taken on to himself vigilante justice to execute Charlie Kirk, I would have said I don't support vigilante justice. I think we have to have an actual democratic justice system, and would have condemned an act of vigilante justice. Well, again, let's not pretend. If I die tomorrow, you guys aren't going to be crying, and Charlie Kirk died didn't affect me in any way that made me feel sad. It actually interrupted my anniversary. It was very frustrating. Go ahead, Javon.
Yeah, I would just again, I would say that they actually didn't condemn their side's violence. When I pointed to a study that actually analyzed the violence instead of actually saying, "Oh yeah, we did that violence and that sucked." What Jake did was, well, most of the violence was from Islamic extremists when the actual study separates jihadists, and still didn't do it. But second, condemning doesn't change the material conditions people live in, and if those material conditions are not changed, the violence will never stop. I don't give a damn about condemning. I give a damn about actual policy measures that change the material conditions people live in.
Okay, great. So really quick, addressing Jimmy Snow here, he stated that he just basically just doesn't really care about the death of Charlie Kirk. This was my thing here. So it's kind of like saying, well, I'm not going to participate of telling people how they feel. And you can use that same argument amongst right-wingers. If we feel a certain way, if we feel like the election was stolen, then therefore you should say, well, I'm not going to tell them how they feel, so therefore January 6th is not condemned. I'm not going to condemn January 6th. This is the same fucking argument you can use back and forth. Just based off of your purview right there. So again, it's not an answer. You just don't want to condemn your own side of the political aisles. You know it makes you look bad. Go ahead, Martae.
Yeah, not only this, but you kind of hand wave all that away when I bring up the ABs from Planned Parenthood, when I bring up the businesses burnt down that are affecting families and putting food and money in kids' mouths and things like this. You disregard all that when we talk about property violence or anything else. The Charlie Kirk thing you said was an inconvenience to an anniversary. Like, that's abhorrent to even say that to somebody on our side. We don't even usher anything like that. We'll condemn any violence that is on our side to your side, but you notice that you obfuscate and you don't take any accountability as usual as for a leftist, for sure.
All right, send it over early, I guess. We'll start our time.
Notice there was still no condemnation from the 112 deaths that had happened in the 10 years from right.
I'd love to hear those specific condemnations that you're allegedly willing to do, but you actually went, I'm going to use this reasoning and then change my reasoning. I said that I'm not going to tell people to feel about the death of somebody who participated in their oppression. That is a fact, or it is not true. And so that's what we could assess. When January 6th happened, they were not pushing back and doing violence in response to oppression that was happening to them. They were oppressors trying to oppress voters. They were trying to stop voters from getting their votes.
I have to say this again, but all we have right now is you guys are just virtue signaling. Look at all this violence, look at all this stuff you do. Again, condemning the violence does absolutely nothing to address the issues from the violence. What do you do? Condemn the violence all day. I want to talk about actual material change that will affect the violence going forward. You just want to play like I don't know, crybaby upset politics. It's useless. And again, it's still our term. Again, condemn, if you want to start doing condemn violence, condemn January 6th, the entirety of the violence that happened there, condemn the 112 deaths that are labeled the right-wing extremists,
condemn Alex Preddy.
Condemn all of that, and then tell us, and then go ahead and tell us.
And that's just America, because then I'm going to want you guys to condemn America's participation in the genocide in Gaza, which is also right-wing violence.
Okay, so really quick, yes, they're not going to name 112 deaths under right-wing extremists. I don't even know what the hell they define as right-wing extremists to begin with. Again, is this MAGA doing all the violence? Is that what it is? They won't tell me, but I will say, if it's right-wing violence, whatever that may mean, yeah, condemn it completely. If it's unjustified, completely condemn that shit. 100%. At the end of the day, I will tell you this: they won't condemn any of their sides at all. I just condemn that. Will they condemn? I don't know, the death of Charlie Kirk? No, because they think it's justified. Will they condemn any of these things? No, of course they won't. Because at the end of the day, they're just like they talk shit about Destiny, but yet Destiny backs them up as well. So they want to play that little fence city. Go ahead, Martae.
Yeah, when you talk about the abortion deaths or virtue signaling, no, it isn't 2 billion lives eliminated from the future working class that are going to support our economy. It's not a virtue signal when we talk about these numbers and the potential working class that is going to support you and pay into funds that are going to support us. Like I said, when we're talking about these programs, who has to support this? Our progeny in the future. When you hand wave that away, that's ridiculous. And then when we talk about the violence comes in many forms. We're talking about property damage, infrastructure, everything like that. You don't care about any of this stuff. What you want to do is arbitrarily pick a position of violence. It's like, oh, physical harm. Oh, negate building violence, negate the future generation that's happening right now, and negate the future propagation of the generation that's going to happen to support this actual economy we have that you guys just hand wave away. You guys don't care about violence at all. You guys just care about.
All right, so this is my time now. Just so you guys know, another way you can admit defeat is just lie about what the other person is saying, and then also do a good enough for me but not for thee. And that just happened. One, I condemn vigilante justice, but for me personally, the worst part about September 10th last year was having to work on my anniversary. I don't care about it, and let's be honest, they won't care the next time it is a leftist, especially an actual leftist. They're not going to shed any tears. Then you literally said, I condemn violence if it's unjustified. Like you were going to wedge that in, squeeze that in like we wouldn't notice. And then you said, but they're fine with Charlie Kirk because they think it's justified. Good enough for me, but not for thee. I don't know if I think the death of Charlie Kirk is justified. I don't know. I don't think I do, but I don't miss him. And I've already condemned.
It doesn't matter.
Justice.
Just because I see
you guys 100%
Jimmy, hold on. Jake, you said that violence, you don't condemn violence if it's justified. So we view it as justified because you view violence as justified, you don't condemn it. So we view it as justified, we don't condemn it. You didn't condemn January 6th like I told you to. And then Martae wants to move to abortion. Again, like leftists are the only people that have abortions. Like 12% of people who have abortions aren't Republican. And then you want to move to this like, again, we would view abortion is justified. So per your own logic, it's okay not to condemn something that you think is justified. It's just backwards logic.
Unthinking fetuses don't matter. They can't even have moral personhood.
Okay, so really quick. At the end of the day, he's saying it's 112 people. I have no fucking clarity what that means. It's just umbrella stuff. It's my turn, bro. Can you stop? My turn. It's my time. So really quick, it's an umbrella statement. I don't know the stories of any of these things. He does know the story of Charlie Kirk. He knows he can look up the case. He can do all these things. He's like, nah, I still won't condemn any of that. But he wants me to condemn 112 murders that are extreme right-wingers, have no idea what the cases are individually, and says, Jake, go ahead and condemn it. I'd be like, yeah, I can condemn that shit. It's unjustified. I don't know the case by case individuals. Duh, but you know of Charlie Kirk, and you still won't condemn it. That's the point here. My point is, you guys are obfuscating. You guys also are amplifying a lot of the rhetoric on the left side of things. Go ahead, Martae.
Yeah, when you guys bring up people like Alex Preddy, Renee Good aimed a 3,000-pound weapon at a federal agent. Yeah, you negate to talk about this. When you say about justification, there was a process that this went through. Meanwhile, the officer was exonerated and cleared of all charges. Why? Because this was scrutinized by people on the left and people on the right in a justice system that you and I both support. Now, whether you really do or not, that's beside the point. These officers were cleared. So you could throw all that shit out when you bring that up. Matter of fact, bring up a liberal that was killed and we can go through whether or not we condemn it or not. You haven't brought up one. Meanwhile, I pointed two examples where, okay, there's justification because they came in violently. Alex Preddy was kicking out rear lights of a vehicle and showed violent propensity before he engaged with these officers.
So just so everyone knows, Martae did just lie. They did not actually mirror and exonerate those killers, period. In fact,
also, we never brought up Renee Good once.
We never did it all.
You brought up Alex Preddy.
I brought up Preddy on purpose. I knew what you guys would do.
Martae didn't condemn Alex Preddy. Didn't condemn January 6th.
He was cleared. Yes, he was cleared.
And in fact, Martae, since you're going to keep lying, I'm going to keep correcting you.
Go ahead.
The federal government prevented the state from investigating it. So there have never been charges. There's never been a jury. There's never even been an investigation that the state was invited into. Those are all actual facts. Your exoneration thing is bullshit. The other lie is you keep saying I didn't condemn. I already said I condemn vigilante justice. You're sad that I can't feel about it. You think that it's a defense to say I don't know who the violence was done on?
Do you condemn January
6th? I said I
Jake, do you condemn January 6th? Do you condemn January 6th? I've asked you this question 3 times.
Tyler was a vigilante.
You refuse to answer.
You condemn it. Perfection. Okay, great. What was your question?
I literally said it the first time you brought it up.
Sorry, he was interrupting. What was your question, bro?
Do you condemn January 6th? That's like 3 times.
I can't hear you because your partner's talking over you.
I asked it during the regular debate, homie. I asked it
I
during
didn't
the
hear what
regular
your question
debate.
was at the moment, dude. So really quick, I would condemn the violence that happened. Yes, the violence that happened. I would also condemn the people that put them in jail for 20 fucking years for trespassing charges. Okay,
That's not. Oh, you want to go? You want to go?
So do you support Donald Trump clearing them of all of the prosecution via a blanket pardon? Despite the fact that
the pardon is justified. Yes, the pardon is justified.
the same man who tried to do worse to a guy he claimed was slicing the
Hold
bread.
on. You're lying, Jimmy. You're lying, Jimmy.
You literally don't know what they actually
You
what they were
literally
charged.
lied to me right now.
Tell me how.
So the ICE agent Jonathan Ross was never criminally charged in the Renee Good's death, so there was never no charge cleared, meaning that he's cleared. There is no charge.
No, it doesn't.
There's an
You
internal
said he
investigation that
was
already began, so you're lying about that too. That's twice.
The state was not allowed to investigate, therefore he has never been exonerated.
Did I say the state
You
did that?
claimed
I
exoneration.
didn't say the state.
You said exoneration. You said
By
exoneration.
who?
If
Did
the
I say
state
by
can't
who?
investigate a crime.
Did I say by who?
Dude, if
This is so embarrassing.
Did I say
Martae,
by
your
who?
argument is literally he's cleared because the people who approved him doing that murder said it's cool. His team said it's fine. If the state is not allowed, why would a federal government? Why would a federal government prevent a state from investigating a crime in their own borders when they already have an ongoing relationship?
If it's cleared within the agency, that's fine enough with me.
Hey.
That's
Hey,
fucking dumb.
hey, real quick.
Oh my
Real
God!
quick.
You
Hold on,
just
Jimmy,
throw
hold on,
boots.
Hold on.
My tax dollars don't cover that service for us.
Jimmy, hold on.
That's
Peter J.
ridiculous.
January 6th rioter. He was charged and convicted of 11 charges of assault, resisting or impeding law enforcement officers with a dangerous weapon. Should he have gotten a pardon? Because he did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the full details of that story.
I just gave you the full details. He was charged. Great.
Ronald
Sandlin pleaded guilty to conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding and assaulting and resisting police officers. He pleaded guilty. Should he have been pardoned?
Should he have been pardoned? Depending on what was his sentence?
He was sentenced to 63 months.
63 months?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate right there. So he spent what, 4 years there?
It's not like he sliced a pool
And then got pardoned?
claimed by Trump.
So he should have been pardoned. Should he have been pardoned?
I'm asking a
Wrap
question.
up, Blair. We gotta go to the next one. We leave it there? Can you guys do another call out to your people? No, I said wrap up. Like take another step.
Oh,
Can you guys, Martae and Jake, I know you got your audience watching. Would you mind encouraging them to call? Because we are not getting a lot of people from your side calling. And I think we have lines open, right?
Can you repeat the number? I'll type it in my chat.
Yeah. It is 619-332-2837. That's 619 debates. If you're trying to, if you're trying to
332. What was the rest?
619-332-2837. Anybody need a bathroom break or anything before we proceed?
I mean, I'd just like to point out that Fauci was cleared and pardoned, even though he was responsible.
So, Martae, you don't understand any questions at all because clearly we're not in the debate right now, and I was offering you a courtesy bathroom break, and you're trying to talk about Fauci,
I mean,
which is as out of fucking whack as
that's
the
fine.
bullshit
That's fine.
shit.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna, Javon, you're welcome to pick the question for our right-wing friend and guest.
Let's go with which one do you like?
I like Alex, but I'm happy to go with whichever one you prefer.
Let's hold Alex. I want to go with Val. I want to go with Val. Let's hold Alex for now. I'm going to do Alex next.
All right, Val, we're bringing you on. If you will give your question to the to our opponents here, and I'm going to remind you in advance so we don't have what happened last time. Please just state your question if there's context that's needed, but this is not an opportunity for you to join in the debate. We just want your question.
Sounds good. Hey guys, I wanted to know from a MAGA perspective how you guys think that Donald Trump is a godly man, or how he portrays being a Christian in what I would consider a Christian country.
Thank you, Val.
That's my question.
Whenever y'all are ready.
So I'll start off by saying this. I don't vote for him because I believe he's a godly man. That's not one of the reasons why as a Christian voted for him, but I am glad that he is making Christianophobia a thing, because we have Islamophobia, which is just pattern recognition and us observing reality, to be honest with you, because if we see the violence that's happening in Nigeria with the Christians, he went over to actually defend the Christians and stop the slaying of further Christians. I promote this, and I promote the ideal of Christianophobia in the nation. That's never been done. That's one of the things that he's done. Now, he's not a perfect guy, and I didn't vote for him because of this Christianity that he espouses.
Jake, you muted.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's actually a really good question from Val. I will say this. Yeah, I don't even believe Donald Trump to be a Christian. He's never claimed to be any of that nature, but he does back up Christianity. That is true. But I will say Joe Biden, in the previous administration, is a Catholic. He's a devout Catholic who also supported the Gender-Affirming Care Act, which goes against Christian ethics, right? So we see these politicians that larp as Christians. Donald Trump's not a Christian. The guy has never stated that he was, but he does get support from a lot of the Christian nations, and I understand that. And just like what Martae was saying earlier, there's big reasons to support him on that. But yeah, the guy's not perfect at all. That's not why I voted for the dude. I'll leave it at that.
I didn't realize you guys didn't know he has 100% stated he's a Christian. In fact, I can remember one of the interviews has sat down and said the reason why maybe we hate him is maybe because I'm a Christian and they don't like that very much. They don't like it. But also they've made a show of him changing from Presbyterian to non-denominational during this term. So he's not only and then going out and holding up the Bible, the man absolutely represents himself as a Christian. I would argue, and maybe this is what Val's getting into, not only is Donald Trump not a Christian man, unless you put a very weird bow around Christianity, I would even go so far as to call myself an anti-Christian, that I don't think we should be using Christianity to form our ethics. But regardless of that, MAGA is not like a transformative Christian movement. It's not Christian at all. You can't see Christ anywhere in there.
I want to just be like so upfront here. Hate against Christianity has been considered a hate crime in the United States since 1968. This is nothing new. It's not like we needed some new policy like it wasn't already in the books. Second, you mentioned two countries, Nigeria and South Africa. Nigeria, of the 385 attacks targeted against Christians since 2020, 317 deaths. Meanwhile, 196 attacks targeting Muslims that resulted in 417 deaths. If you want to talk about Christians in South Africa, there was quite literally zero evidence of widespread killing in South Africa because they're Christians, unless you can provide me a source, which you can't because it doesn't exist.
Yes, I do got a source. The gang rape inquiry from Europe from 250,000 white Christian women that were raped in Europe. That was also one thing. So when we talk about Nigeria, that's currently happening right now. And the number's actually bigger than that. I can actually pull up my sources on this. I can actually show you video of tribes being massacred right now by the Houthi, by other tribes as well, too. I can actually name two factions of Islam that are massacring these people. And also, furthermore, yes, they need to say that Christianophobia is a thing, because right now we are seeing Muslims tell people that they can't ring church bells in Michigan right now. They're changing the laws and warping society to where it's bastardized. We're moving away from these Christian values and turning into a Muslim nation. Michigan's a good example of that too.
Yeah, Michigan's actually a really good example with a lot of the Muslim takeovers over here that's happening. And when I say takeovers, I mean that the influence of the public. I would say also that Donald Trump is very much in line with Christian ethics, for sure. Would I call him a Christian? Even if he is a Christian, I would say, yeah, he's not a perfect guy, for sure. But he's definitely much better than the previous administration that we had prior before, that lies way more in line with our ethics than Joe Biden ever did. And this is why we voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump does represent our ideology. He does represent at least the ethics side of things, and he's pushing towards that. And I know Jimmy doesn't like that because he's an atheist. But what's the better alternative, Jimmy? You just want everything to be subjective.
Jim,
everything
please,
being
let's
subjective
wait,
is a dumb response. Let me take.
No, I have to address.
Go quick.
I don't know why when I asked for evidence of South Africa Christians being killed, you brought up the gang rape inquiry in Europe. It has nothing to do with the question I asked.
I'm showing how widespread this is.
What you said was, I can show you videos.
That's
I know
a
these
report.
things. So you couldn't actually
The
do
gang
it.
rape
I
inquiry is a
don't know why you're
report.
talking.
Martae,
I don't know why you're talking.
It's not your time
You
to
can't
talk.
handle the conversation. I specifically asked, you said that there was widespread killing of Christians in South Africa. And I asked for the evidence of that, and you instead pivoted to something that is A, not killing, and B, not killing of Christians specifically. So, Martae, if the entire conversation is going to be you pivoting to a million things, I'm going to be like lightheaded because I have to write down every
We're
thing you
halfway
make
through
and
it.
try
It's
to
going
address
to
it.
be just that. As far as the objective versus subjective, this is another. They keep saying obfuscation, and then it's like, hey, can we have an objective or subjective debate? This is like the abortion thing. It is a distraction thing. If you want to have a dedicated debate on that in the future, we can talk about it. That as far as the whining about church bells ringing, a church should not have privileges citizens don't have. If there is a noise ordinance, if you're not allowed to exceed a certain level, the church should be able to ring their bells at the same level that anybody can ring the bells at their house. I have no problem with not giving churches special privileges.
Okay, is that our time now?
Okay, yeah, great. This is our turn already?
Jake, real quick.
No, this is a very easy thing. I mean, if you want the evidence, I can send you in the back chat, bro. I know you're doing that, and that's fine. But there's evidence there on that, especially when it comes to the South Africa substance.
Boko Haram.
They have been attacked. What's up?
Boko Haram is slaughtering all the Christians. And also, to your point, real quick, sorry to interrupt you. When you talk about the noise, you complain about this while they're replacing this with a Muslim call for prayer that's actually louder than the bells. So yeah, that negates your whole point about these bells ringing and them having silence ordinances when they're waking people up at 6 a.m. with Muslim call for prayers that are blasting over the cities. As a matter of fact, the Christians have complained in the council, and they were told by the mayor that they'll be personally walked out because they're Christians. Answer that as well too. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said before, when it comes to the Christian nation, yes, we support Donald Trump because going back to Joe Biden, he did use the first act in order to punish Christians that were praying outside of abortion homes or that went into the facility, etc. So this is the type of ignorance that we have here. Yes, we have plenty of evidence of Donald Trump actually backing up South Africa. And the murdering of Christians over there. So yeah, dude, I don't know where you're coming with this stuff here that you want to paint Donald Trump as not pro-Christian at all. Come on, dude.
No, for the record, I'm not saying no type of Christian.
The number, I have it right here.
No, Martae, it's not your fucking term. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Go ahead. I have a source.
Fucking Christ. Can you reset my timeline, please? Okay. So first of all, once again, like the subject before, it's about Christian oppression and all this stuff, and we're talking about Christian oppression in other countries. And I think we should talk about those things where they exist, and we should take care of people because they're people. By the way, the mosque thing, so fucking stupid as a point. I don't think mosques should be allowed to do it either. So who are you debating against? Me or some Muslim caricature of me that you think exists? I think Muslims' religion, the only thing as stupid as Islam is Christianity. It's so fucking dumb. No, I don't think he's more Christian. I don't actually think he's a good model of Christianity. I do agree, though, that he is a good model of Christian nationalism, which I think is what the two of you are. I think you are Christian nationalists, and I don't disagree that he's compatible with Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism, I would describe as Christ-like, but Christian nationalism is a thing. I have no problem saying that in that regard, Donald Trump reflects some sort of Christian constituency. Javon?
Yeah. Once again, no evidence for the Christian mass Christian murders in South Africa. He brought up Boko Haram. Boko Haram's not in South Africa. They're the ones in Nigeria. I already gave you the numbers in Nigeria. It's not just Christians. They've actually killed more Muslims. I give you a direct source right now, actually, because Martae's shaking his head because he can't actually provide sources. I can. I can actually provide my sources. My source comes directly from AP News. It also comes from specifically opendoors.org. These are organizations that are actually keeping track of these things. The World Watch List keeps track of these things.
You mean not trust me, bro?
Yeah, I don't trust me, bro. So Martae, I'm like, unless you're going to give a source for this thing that you keep claiming is happening, but can't provide the evidence for, it's just useless. Maybe talk about something that's actually happening, and then we can have the conversation.
Okay, is it my time?
It's
All
open
right,
dialogue.
so we
You know how
have
the things are
the
highlighted on your
LED.
screen?
We have the ACLED, the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, that reports that nearly 53,000 people, Christians, have been killed, targeted political violence across Nigeria recently. And this is accumulating even more. And also, this is from UNnews.com. It reports
Targeted
that
and killed are not the same thing. So can you pick
hold
one?
on, these are all
even then,
Christians. It's my time. It's my time.
No,
So
it isn't your time. It's
The
open
ACLED.
dialogue.
So,
ACLED.
We gave you guys to make it so easy.
The ACLED, the 53,000 number is all civilians. The
There's your
53,000 number is
sources.
all civilians, not just
No, it's
Christians. It's
not.
all
It says
civilians.
Christians.
Yes, it is. I
it
have it pulled
cites
up right
Christians.
here. It's all civilians.
I have it pulled up on UN News, 40,000 Christians.
All civilians.
These civilians are Christians, you idiots.
Christ.
These civilians are
Holy
Christians.
shit.
It's cited in USnews.com.
Muslims. Counts both Christians and
Okay,
Muslims.
they're so bad they kill themselves too.
Holy shit.
Yeah, according to the ACLED, the Armed Conflict
ACLED.
Location and Event Data,
That makes my
the vast
point, too.
majority of the about 40,000 people killed in the Boko Haram ISIS West African insurgency have been Muslims. It is overwhelmingly Muslim. Boko Haram.
Also,
You might want to read the rest of that too.
Yeah, also, I'm
Where's the secret part that you're pointing? It's like this thing.
Hold on. When they looked at victims' Christian identity, when they looked at victims' Christian identity, wouldn't it be crazy if this was the number I already gave on the stream? It was 385 attacks specifically targeted at Christians, resulting in 317 reported deaths of Christians. You don't know what you're reading, Martae. I can only assume you can't read, because this is ridiculous. It says it right here. According to ACLED, an independent global conflict monitor that maintains successful database, roughly 53,000 Nigerians, both Christian and Muslim, have been killed in political violence since 2009. Targeted events against Christians resulted in 300 deaths from 2020 to 2025. You don't know what you're reading.
Martae, you're going to have to change your future prediction
I did
description
bring
there
this
because
up.
it's not going away.
40,000
I
Christians
promise.
have been slaughtered in Nigeria, but you want to negate that and you want to go ahead and
In what
obviously
time frame?
cherry pick as well.
What
too.
time frame?
2025 till now.
Wrong.
No, I have my source right here. I can send it to you.
2025 to now? 1
Yeah.
year.
The last
40,000
year-
Christians died. Send me the source. Send the source
Yeah,
right now.
I'm dying.
I'll even
Send
let
it
the
right
clock.
now if
I'll
you
even
want
let the
it.
clock be paused until the source comes in. Pause the clock.
Yeah, let's
No,
We're not
pause
pausing the clock because I'm not going extra long.
Post the source.
like half
There's a
of my
Discord chat with all of us. Post the source.
Yeah, put it in there, bud.
Go ahead. I
Okay,
just read
let's
you the
do it.
source you
You
quoted.
can do it. You can do it, buddy. Just read
It's
it.
not that hard.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah, the cherry picking here is just grand. It's insane, bro.
Our cherry picking? You're literally picking a number and then lying about who's in
No,
it.
not even
Do
true.
you have self-awareness?
I
Can you
didn't say
recognize
not
yourself in a mirror?
Martae, I don't know what you're doing. Drop the source,
That's also
Martae.
making my point too. They're so bad that they'll kill their own side as
You
well
can't
too.
drop the
This is
source.
bad.
Yes.
Boko
That's a
Haram is
pivot,
not their
pivot,
own
not-
side.
not
That's like
pivot,
saying the
pivot,
Klan is
massive
your
pivot.
side because they're Christians.
Massive pivot.
They are targeting Christians and then Muslims.
They aren't. They're targeting civilians. They're targeting civilians. It's not for their Christianity.
Okay, but what I
No source
understand is
still.
a lot of these
It is for their
individuals are
Christianity.
because of their.
It's not Christian oppression. It is civilian oppression. It is different.
Well, you
No.
know,
Saying that it's
Targeting
It's not
targeted at
62%
Christians.
according to global
Martae,
Christian
Martae, you can say no, but you failed on every source exercise you've done so far.
All right, I'm going to
You
send you the
honestly-
source right now.
You are a joke to me, Martae.
Yeah,
Like,
cool. That
this
doesn't
is
say
silly.
anything. That's just
Jimmy,
your
this
bad.
is
That's it.
Jimmy,
That's
I-
all you
This
got.
is
It's
silly
ridiculous.
goosery.
Jimmy, I just have a quick question. Really,
Yeah, we got to end the round, but go ahead.
Oh, I just want to ask you a quick question. Do you actually concede that Muslims do want to harm Christians, at least within the Middle East and in African, like majority Muslims?
You know, I'm going to qualify that though. Of course, the Abrahamic religions are very interested in killing each other in their most radical groups.
Muslims are more so wanting to kill Christians.
No. Right now, what we're doing, we are the worst, most genocidal people right now. What we're doing,
Wait, you're not
American. We're an American nation. I'm saying I'm grouping myself with Christians growing up.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I don't mind being one of you guys. I'm still on books.
Because then
our Christian nation, our philosophically Christian nation, well, not literally, it is. We are more genocidal than any of these people. Look at what we're doing in Gaza. Look at what we're doing. Look at the genocides we've been doing.
Yeah, but you're including atheists there.
I'm also a white person. I think I'm not representing well, but I include myself when I talk about
Christian.
I'm telling you the way I group. I acknowledge the group that I'm benefiting privilege from, that I'm a part of.
I get you there, Jimmy. Okay. We'll discuss this later.
Yeah, we can. If somebody calls in on it, it can be the next one. You guys are now welcome to pick the question that will first be directed for me without invoking Fauci. Is everybody okay with a 2-minute pee break? Because I do need to pee.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, fine.
We'll be right back.
While you go, should I tell Martae why his source is wrong?
That's between you and Martae. If you guys
Martae, your claim to me was that 40,000 Christians died in Nigeria since last year. Your source is since 2009.
Which source was that you were telling me about?
GlobalChristianRelief.org, the one you posted in the chat. The only thing you posted in the chat.
Are you denying that?
That's not the claim you made, Martae. Do you want to pivot to a different claim?
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you concede that you were wrong about the claim you made,
I'll read this again.
As soon as you concede about the claim you made, I'll talk about the new claim you made. Concede about the first claim you made.
I'm not going to concede. Does that say that 72% of all targeted Christian fatalities worldwide lead to how many deaths?
This marks 50K Christians killed for their faith since 2009. Your claim was 40,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria in the last year. So as soon as you want, if you want to talk about this new claim, concede the first claim you made.
You want to say that that's not that
Martae,
bad.
I'm not going to let you pivot, buddy. It's not going to happen here.
I've not
made a claim whether it's bad. I've not made a claim whether it's bad. I won't talk about whether it's bad. I'll do none of this.
In a way that's doing that, you're mitigating this and saying, no, it's not that bad.
As soon as you agree your claim was incorrect, we can talk about your new claim. But you made a claim that was factually incorrect.
In relation to something else.
I didn't want something. Then send me the right thing, Martae. I don't know why you would send me something in relation to something that was not the thing I asked you, which was to verify your claim that 40,000 Nigeria or 40,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria since 2025. Like textbook, like debate stuff. When someone asks for a source, you send them the source of what they asked for, not some different source. You looking forward to Jake?
No, I have it here. I just have to put it on my phone.
I was looking through the 2009.
I have to put it on my phone to actually send it.
Global Christian Relief.
Did you say 40K?
No, 50K. They
I was getting 50K in Nigeria alone. I'm trying to find South Africa in general, which
it's at the bottom of Africa. I'm just fucking with it. This is just funny.
Hey, bro, stop.
You like it. All right. You guys want to pick a question that gets directed at us, please?
Are we picking the caller?
Yeah. I should do the last one, right?
Okay. Martae, who do you want?
Did you need more callers from you guys?
Hold on, I'm sending you the source, though, still. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Can't wait.
This is where I got it
from. This is
from.
a good one.
Jimmy, that might be more fun. Just debunking more.
There you go. Yeah. Go ahead.
We don't need.
I gotta take a piss real quick.
Oh. Hey, Jake. Can I ask you a question while we wait for Martae to come back? Like a genuine question. Like it's not about the debate. Well, kind of is about the debate, but it's not about like having the debate.
Don't ask him to talk shit about it. We know he's.
I'm not. Martae just linked me a source that just directs me back to the other source that says the thing that I said, which is that 50,000 since and it doesn't link it right. His source links back to the same source, but links it to Nigeria when the source that it's talking about is talking about all Christians.
It's cyclical.
We gotta be. I like Jake. I no problems debating Jake.
Jake, it's been a pleasure.
You have no problems with me. I'm pretty fucking out there, bro. It's just
no, but in terms of debate,
I will tell you this. I'm not used to this format. because in elongated. Here's the reason why I like more elongated 2-hour debates is that we can thoroughly go over without a time limit, bro. So when you go over, so that's the thing.
I hear you. I want to show people left versus MAGA, and people go, look, on these issues, I know who I line up.
Jimmy, a lot of this shit is so quick-paced, and the timer shit is just like, you got to go through.
Listen, I try to talk about to give longer time too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a lot of this is really quick-paced.
I'm fine hanging out. I'm fine hanging out after we hit the 90 minutes, and we can then dive into stuff deeper. But I agree with Jimmy that it's nice to have like we'll have we have just like smaller clips we can just like utilize as a stuff.
You cover way more ground, and honestly, like this will sound a little bit talky. I don't mean it that way. It's probably a specific skill to get better at, but being able to do quicker pace micro debates means you don't waste time on as much bullshit. And you're not the one I've seen wasted on. I think you were.
No, but I'm saying like when you go through sources and stuff like this, you break it down together. That takes way more time.
I want to do that as a debate, though. I do that as a conversation. I'm building a debate. I'm telling people you're coming here and this time to this time.
And that's totally reasonable. But I am saying like within the confines of like an hour and a half of one particular subject, you can thoroughly break it down so much more than just like shitball really quick, without any type of prep type of things, you know?
Post midterms until we're at the next election cycle, I could see us doing so. I've been developing this thing called bullet debates, where basically you and I each get 90 minutes, and then it works like a chess clock. I came up with the idea before Jubilee. If you saw Jubilee do it, and I approve. But anyway, it works like a chess clock.
You're stealing ideas, Jimmy.
Jubilee stopped. They did one episode of them, and I've not seen any of that ever.
But it's basically you and I get 90 minutes to use as we like to. So if you go over long and you take whatever, you have to still be tactical with your time, but it's limited. So that's
I don't think I've seen that format.
I haven't launched it yet. Literally, I've been developing the app in the background. Like everything that you see today was built by me as far as the overlays and stuff.
Did you create this website, by the way? Or did you find this?
No, I created this. I mean, I use Cloud Code, but yeah.
This is nice, man. I like what you did here.
And I made Zoom. Okay,
no, that's a lie.
You guys can pick your next question.
Okay, so Martae, you there?
Yeah, what's that?
So I kind of like I'm looking at it right here. I like Matt, or I like Marcus. I think I like the Marcus one question here. I think I want to go with Marcus. All right, let's go with Marcus.
I don't see Marcus.
He's at the very bottom. Yeah.
Did Marcus hang up on the back end?
Oh, in Call Studio.
If you want, you can present Marcus's question, but Marcus hung up on the actual call-in studio.
Okay. We can present Marcus's question. So Marcus asks, how do you think MAGA ideology positively or negatively affects minorities? And so that's the college question.
All right. Javon, you're more of a minority than me.
Jimmy. You don't
I am one minority. Go ahead.
Sure. I mean, in the same way any capitalist policy is going to positively or negatively affect minorities, I don't think there's much positive as long as people are still under some type of foot of oppression. I'll speak on my own minority group first. Like, systemic racism still exists, so it really doesn't. MAGA hasn't wiped it off, wiped the slate clean. They've been absolutely dog doo-doo for LGBTQ rights. I mean, there's been 800 plus bills alone this year that targeted people of the LGBTQ. So like, I don't know, how has it positively? I mean, in so much that it's positively done anything for anybody, I guess a couple minorities at the top got to claim their tips and their overtime. I haven't heard how
I got no
positively affect anybody. That's like the average American to begin with.
We now know that Project 2025 was the MAGA playbook, and as soon as Donald Trump was in office, they weren't subtle about it, and they started working on 29. The book is basically a guide on how to make white Christian men who are heterosexual, or at least suppress their homosexuality, happy and better and richer. And so when you are focusing so hard on that group, you are creating a transfer from the other groups to there, whether or not you think it's malicious, or on purpose, it is going to happen. I happen to think it is malicious and on purpose. And you see that malice in the way that they are trying to form election reforms, because the election reforms are targeted to disproportionately take people who aren't cis, white, middle income. Time's up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Martae, you want to start with this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the question is positively or negatively. A lot of their claims, there's no positives at all, and it's all negative, right? I can simply say this. They bring up by the way, the black communities on your part here, Mark today. But I will address their trans stuff. As far as transgenders individuals, as far as the ideology goes, we're talking about the ideology, which that can vary from person to person. But I would say the anti-trans ideology. One big thing that Trump did was get rid of the Gender Affirmative Care Act under Joe Biden, which allows parents to trans their minority kids, right? I think that's bad for society. I think that's bad when it comes to children entering that workspace. Go ahead, Martae, because we're running out of time.
Yeah, as far as the question, I think he helped a whole lot. I'm talking about the awareness of not letting in these immigrants come in because they're harming our communities. As far as ethnic cleansing, that's what's happening right now. I mean, you're witnessing this in other countries. We're the last best vestige of the West, and Trump is defending this. When you talk about Texas was 73% white. Now it's like 39%, and it's dwindling right now. So we're witnessing this, not even just the blacks, we're talking about the whites that have invented the infrastructure around our nation and all that. So Trump is
I'm a white in Texas. Sorry, I'm a white in Texas. I'm doing fine with the more around me. It's really fine. Which one of us said trans?
Nobody. I said LGBTQ. Hey, Jake, I would love to know the bill number of this Gender Affirming Care Act thing that didn't exist and has never existed, that Biden never signed anything into law or even passed an executive. So I would love to know specifically. Yeah, I'd love to know what the Gender Affirming Care Act is. I would love to see that bill number. Would be really cool.
It sounds made up, and you would have thought somebody would have brought that to us by now. I honestly don't know. It feels so bizarre because it's like a menu of adjusting to made up problems. At the end of the day, the question is, do they help our minorities? And as a group, I'm surprised. I was predicting they were going to go like, here's a black guy who did well, so that's not true. But they didn't fall for it. Maybe there's still time to like, I have a black friend example. Nor are they actually seeming to. I mean, that minorities can't trans their kids is how Donald Trump has done anything. Is this trans for all thing? Transgender for all? I guess we're using our 90 seconds to go, what the fuck are you guys even talking about? And we're queer affirming.
Yeah, no, I want to know what Bill Biden
goes. I don't want the government in a lot of shit. And trans care is clearly medical care. Doctors should decide that shit.
Is it us now?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Martae, because I'm looking up. He wants to have sources, and again, this is why this bullet stuff of that. So really quick, the Gender Affirmative Care Act, you did mention LGBTQ. Trans are part of that. That's why I brought that up. So I don't know why you're acting stupid. But that's one thing that goes to the positive aspect. I would say that Donald Trump, of course, is what is called some of the him being homophobic and all these other things. I think the ideology does push more of, I guess you would say, bringing a lot of these LGBTQ people into reality. That you can't play in women's sports, men can't play in women's sports, stuff like this that affect women playing there. Really quick, Martae, go ahead and take this over because I just looked it up something in the back.
Yeah, when we talk about this, we're talking about the better interest of society as well as this. Our kids are being forced gender affirming other things in society. Matter of fact, I'm grateful that this is being shut down in mass. And the reason why is because I forgot what state this was, but a teacher wanted the students to pledge allegiance to the flag of rainbow flag in a classroom, which got shut down, thankfully, because if we allow this to go run amok, it's an overreach. It's into our classrooms. We're teaching our kids sex ed at 4th grade. Like, this is BS. A lot of these things are getting shut down. And I think
Can you imagine waking up as Martae? You just scream. Like everything is so... First of all, I looked it up. There is no gender-affirming care act. There was one introduced in 2020.
Wait, hold on.
Never made it to a vote.
Doesn't even matter. Jake, I really want you to recognize that you posted a thing that you're like, here's going to be the source for the gender-affirming care bill, and it's a bill it's the defense bill that Biden signed, which excluded transgender care. It restricted it. It made it tougher to get.
Bro, at least you rock to get your choices. This is lazy.
Like, you didn't even read past the title. Like, I get it. Like, you guys have trans people on the brain 24/7. I don't understand it. But like, again, if we're going to talk about have the material conditions of minorities improved, no, they're essentially exactly where they were 4 years ago.
Just so people know what I found way worse. This is only 30 seconds. I'm going to steal it. I did find it. The Gender Affirming Care Act was a research funding bill. It would have caused zero. In fact, if MAGA is so sure that being trans is wrong or whatever, they should want studies. You'll be able to back it up. You'll be able to show. And it was literally only $25 million, which is nothing in American money, to the NIH and the CDC to study gender-affirming care. It was not a thing that was going to give kids access to gender-affirming care. Literally, we are even celebrating shutting down studying.
Go ahead, Martae.
Yeah, as far as this, I support what Trump's doing as far as this, shutting down this in sports and all this other BS. It's just nonsense. We want to uphold to biology, and you guys want to uphold to delusion. And a lot of this is nonsensical. It is affecting our kids and being forced on our kids. That's damn near like another religion. Yet you say you hate religion. The LGBTQ functions like a religion in classrooms. This is ridiculous. Go ahead.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, what we're talking about the Gender Affirming Care Act, it was a funding when it came to Biden to fund resources in order to give surgeries to minorities, surgeries to anybody that has that wants to affirm their gender. This is what it is. And Donald Trump took the funding from governments away from that. So again, my point is when it affects minorities negatively or positively, I would say this is a positive thing when it comes to families. Families are now, especially leftist delusionists, can't trans the kids when it comes down to it. Another thing when you want to talk about, I know Martae, this is up your alley, and I want you to bring it up during the open dialogue, is that the individual here, since you're a black man, he's a black man, want to talk about systemic racism, because that's one thing that he brought up that I was hoping would attack as well. Let's do that in the open dialogue, bro, because that was one of his claims as well.
No such thing as systemic racism anymore. This is just ridiculous. You're talking about pattern recognition that we see. And matter of fact, the black word.
Real
quick, Martae, before you go on that, can I follow up on something you said about bio? Would you be okay if after this or maybe later, if I gave you like a 10 ninth grade level biology question quiz to find out how much you actually know about biology, that you're saying you can represent it? Would that be something you would commit to, Martae? It's open dialogue. You can respond.
You talking about the black? Say what you were saying again, because you got cut off a little bit.
Will you commit to letting me quiz you with 10 ninth grade level biology questions? Since you're saying you represent the bio,
we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that, Jimmy.
We'll do it after. We'll do it after. Martae. I want to know.
Talk about it.
Drake is jumping in because he knows Martae would not succeed.
We have 3 fucking minutes.
I will move to systemic racism. The second you concede there was no gender affirming care bill, we'll move to systemic racism. The second you concede that this bill didn't exist, Trump didn't revoke any bills. The only thing that was ever introduced was by Senator Martae Edward, and it was never passed. It was introduced to give money to the CDC and to the NIH for research purposes.
It was signed into law by President Biden.
No, it wasn't. What is the number of the bill then? What is the number of the bill then?
I looked up. I'm trying to look up the number of the bill, but who cares? That, dude.
I care that you said I care that you said something that was a lie. Because you don't want to just concede on something you were wrong about. Because I'm not going to let you escape from something you were wrong about.
One-on-one debate where it's actually
and I'd be happy if you could just admit you were right. And I'll be happy if you can just say there was no bill.
We're not having this problem. So what you are saying is that yours, and we're not more practice. We put in one other than that. We're not more practice at these short-term debates.
You guys just lied. I have the documentation right here.
Great, Martae. What's the lie?
In June 2022, Biden signed an executive order in advancing equality for LGBT individuals.
So not a bill.
No, this is protecting access to gender-affirming care.
Martae,
so not a bill.
We were told there was a bill signed into law called the Gender Affirming Care Act.
What are you saying?
Gender Affirming Care Act.
He's not referring. You guys
Executive orders aren't acts. Hey guys, I don't want to blow your mind. Executive orders aren't acts. They can't be. They are constitutionally.
But never said I said an act, not a bill here. Okay.
What is an act?
This was passed.
What is the difference between a bill and an act? What is the difference between a bill and an act?
You guys are running from the semantics so hard right now. This is crazy.
No. You just made. I'm sorry. Wait. Jake, hang on. Martae said we're running from the semantics. You're the one who just introduced semantics, saying you said act, not bill. If you guys are going to invoke semantics, we're going to do semantics. I am pedantic.
We're running to the semantics. You guys are running away from the semantics.
What's the difference between an act and a bill?
Consistent this time.
What's the difference between an act and a bill?
The bill is a proposal. The act is the actual voting into it. Yes.
And
so the difference is whether it passed or not.
But the thing is, yes.
Has an act successfully passed or not?
No.
Yes, the gender affirming care act.
If you said act,
no,
you mean
that's
a
an executive order.
I'm telling you,
no, it's not.
This isn't semantics.
No, it's not.
It's Congress.
Biden enforced it regardless.
Was under Biden, Donald Trump took that away. The defunding of the Gender Affirming Care Act. Okay.
There was no Gender Affirming Care Act. You continue to lie.
His executive order didn't give any funding. He just said where. It said no. His executive order gave no funding. Executive orders can't appropriate funds.
Jesus Christ, this is really embarrassing, guys. Don't use words you don't know how they mean.
Be forced regardless.
You guys just can't handle that you're wrong on something. No, just say, admit it. You said Trump got rid of the Gender Affirming Care Act. There was no Gender Affirming Care Act.
By the way, the thing that Trump
there was no Gender Affirming Care Act.
This was opened the door for conversion therapy, which is considered by human rights groups to be torture.
There is not now, nor has there ever been, a past Gender Affirming Care Act. A funding for gender transition doesn't exist. You were wrong. It was an executive order that didn't appropriate any funds. It was an executive order that gave no money nowhere.
It did prohibit conversion therapy, and taking that down when conversion therapy is understood to be torture is not something to brag about. Whose turn is it? They picked the question for us. We picked for them. Do you have a preference there?
Is anybody calling about systemic racism? What the?
Let's see.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Well, none of your guys are calling. We wish they would.
It is what it is.
You're right.
Martae, just so you know, apparently your chat is telling you you've been echoed this whole time.
I know. I can't.
All your people keep leaving.
Yeah, I can't fix it.
Didn't know you knew. Let's see. Who did that one? Can we? Did these not leave Jimmy after we've answered them?
They can, but we can't get rid of them. I think.
Sorry, what was the one that I said that I? It's gone already, isn't it?
We were looking a little bit at Alex. I feel like that's. I think this is our last.
You can do. I know you really wanted to tackle them, so you can go ahead.
I think this is going to be the most fun one, maybe. But we might keep going after. All right. Alex from Virginia, we're bringing you on. A reminder, please just state your question. You can provide a small amount of context if it is necessary, but don't try and participate in the debate. Give your question to our guys now.
Since we're caring about the kids, I just wanted to know that How do you guys justify the very obvious cover-up of the Epstein files from the Trump administration? That's simple.
Thank you.
Actually, Trump has released more of the Epstein files than the previous administration, which was the Democrats who actively hid it. Matter of fact, the people who are more incentivized and promoted to release this, if Trump was implicated in all this, was the previous administration who held on to these documents and didn't release anything. Trump has been the administration that released more of anything than any past administration. So this goes against your whole question. Go ahead, Jake.
The whole cover-up argument is just fucking ridiculous. At the end of the day, the Biden administration had 4 years to release these files that would detrimental Trump. Trump's going to be a PDF file. All the Republicans, XYZ, they never did it. They never fucking did it. The only one that actually released the files was Donald Trump. If he's doing a cover-up, man, he's like really bad at covering up the Epstein files by releasing like probably millions, half of the
A shit ton was released.
At this point, a shit ton was released. Yes, people's names were marked out because of legal reasons. Sure. So Donald Trump, within his power, was able to release as much documentation as possible. Another thing is like, well, why didn't you release all the files? Yes, this is sensitive information. Okay. Donald Trump, within his purview, within his power, he released as much as possible in order to mitigate as much damage here as possible. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, he's just protecting pedophiles. I'm sorry, PDF files. I'm sorry for that. But at the end of the day, the previous administration never did that. If anything, it was the previous administration that was covering this up. They didn't even talk about it. They didn't even care until...
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
You know that your opponent is here and lying when they are afraid to share with you the details that we now all know and have confirmed. The main reason why the Biden administration didn't release them is because they couldn't under an active investigation. That's literally why. And even if you think that's not a good excuse, why would you not bring in that key detail that is literally at least the official excuse and just talk about it? And they would have if they could have, and they would have if they could have. I don't think they handled it well enough. I do think they should have released it. For some reason, Merrick Garland is this purist who thought, okay, I've got a few months where I could release it, but I don't want to look like I'm influencing the election. Fuck Merrick Garland. But as you're sitting here saying he's covering up, he's not covering up, more than half of the files haven't been released. Todd Blanche has already said that they're moving on from it. No one of significance has been fucking arrested for this shit, when obviously somebody should. And when we go and look at the redactions, we can literally see that they arbitrarily removed Donald Trump's name. Because one of the times that it happened was when somebody misspelled don't without an apostrophe. They put a space, and it literally redacted Don T, which was meant to be don't. Even files with his face from public events that he did, where photos are distributed in the news, have his face redacted. Public files have his redactions all over. And Todd Blanche said, we're moving on. That was part of Pam Bondi's Justice Department. We're not doing the Epstein files anymore. Where there is smoke, there is fire, and you literally can't get a breath around this guy in the Epstein files.
The problem with your argumentation is that in the previous administration, let's say that I'll even concede that there was an active investigation, they couldn't release anything. Is it still active? Do they still have the information, a document? Can they still say, hey, we saw all this? We can say, hey, we have a copy that we couldn't release that we'll now release. They're quiet. Mum's the word on the left right now. We don't hear shit from them. You guys still are still held to the same argument that we had before, post hoc. Even right now, when they have all the information, when they still can release the unredacted versions, they could have made copies. They're quiet. It's all crickets over there on the left. Still right now when it's unreleased still. Crazy, right?
Yeah, no shit. Like the whole argumentation about that it was under investigation, etc. Look, at the end of the day, it says right here, shit, I just lost it right now. The final major disclosure of the Epstein files was, and they're right, January 30th of 2026. But the administration did release files. At least they released something during 2025. So this was just recent. Donald Trump released those files in 2025. So if you're going to say, well, it was under investigation, the investigation ended in 2026. The files were being released in 2025. Joe Biden could have released those the files in his administration, decided not to. That's where he's dishonest as well. And I will say this. Look, it's not a cover-up. Trump did release those files in his first year.
No, it is a cover-up. And you just repeated things as though I didn't say them. Merrick Garland chose not to release to not look, and I think that was dumb. I already condemned that he would do that. He fucking should have released them. Now, by the way, every single bill that comes up to release the rest gets full Democrat support. I'm not a Democrat, fuck those guys. And the Republicans universally, in fact, it was only when things were coming to a head and they knew they were going to lose, Donald Trump would not let people vote on it. He would tell people he was going to primary against them. This is why the ejection of Marjorie Taylor Greene, who used to be more Christian nationalist than both of you, and others threatened. And when it was finally people like Lauren Boebert saying, no, I'm not going to vote against, when they knew it was coming, that's when suddenly he said, now go ahead and release the files. We've had the FBI redacting my name and my picture for literally the entire time here. The reason why we have half the files is because he's in the other half, as are his friends, and he is a fucking pedophile covering that shit because he is in charge of covering it. You put the man accused of pedophilia in charge of the investigation into his pedophilia. That's why half the files aren't out, and you would not accept this for anybody else. I wouldn't accept it for Biden. I wouldn't accept it for an actual leftist. You accept it for Donald Trump. It's crazy. Sorry if I've been monopolizing the episode. You might have wanted a piece of that.
Yeah, so really quickly, again, the redaction of the files here, when Jimmy Stowe is saying, like, well, the reason why he's not releasing the other half of the files is because, well, he's in them. Can you show me any evidence of that? Please show me any type of evidence that Donald Trump is in the other half of those files. Please show me that evidence. I would like that to backtrack so I can review your claims here. You made a lot of claims that he is in the back half and that he's a PDF file. Can you please show me that evidence? Go ahead, Martae.
Yeah, I'd love to see this evidence, because this has been uttered by the liberal lefts and everybody else. And when you say we're the left, we're not liberals, they're all one and the same. Stop lying to us, because that's a blatant lie to us. You guys actually support this. So when you say things like Destiny's not a liberal, but he supports the liberals the whole time over us, you have to pick a side. That's why you guys have an arbitrary positions. You guys don't have a static position at all. When you get uncomfortable, you move this. That's what I'm saying. That's why you guys have been bad faith this whole fucking debate. This is crazy. I just wanted to point this out.
Jimmy Stowe, have you ever debated Destiny? That's another thing. You say that you hate the guy, but I bet you'd agree with more claims of him than I would of Destiny. Not only that, going back to the claim, I really want to see that evidence that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files and that he's a PDF file in the second half. Please show that to me, Jimmy, because you made a lot of claims there. I would like to see that, please. I'll end the time there.
I've already given you the introduction to that evidence, the fact that we can actually see that redactions are clear public files, and we know that they are auto-redacting things that even should have been redacted additionally. We have the testimony of the woman who claims to have bit his dick off, bit the shit out of the dick. Her testimony isn't present in the Epstein files, despite the fact that it's public testimony, and many other things have been confirmed from her testimony. In fact, much of the investigation was on the basis of her testimony, and when we're so literally she's been able to validate everything else, but we're supposedly not on his. Why are we protecting half of it? Why are half of the Epstein? It's crazy for you to be like, how dare you? How dare you? This guy who's being protected, who's clearly the redactions of his name and face are being done. How dare you suggest that that might be for his benefit? It's crazy. By the way, I never said Destiny wasn't a liberal. I think I dislike about Destiny is he's a fucking liberal. He's a genocidal fucking maniac who loves genocide, in my opinion, and people should watch the Professor Dave takedown of him that he did, because it is excoriating. I find that man to be a repulsive individual. As far as have I ever debated him, I don't think I would. I wouldn't see there to be any benefit, but I don't know. Maybe one day someone will pay me enough. Javon, what do you want to do the last 15?
I just don't think Martae is listening, because you keep claiming that like Destiny is a liberal, and Martae got to clean the wax out of his ears. But also, it doesn't surprise me that Donald Trump, like a guy who brought a convicted rapist to the White House to work on a program for children, might have a fucking boner for kids. That wouldn't shock me.
I'm really curious, Jimmy, you claim that somebody was biting his dick. Do you have any evidence on that, please?
The testimony of the girl bit his dick?
Yeah, testimony of the girl. Yeah, please show me some type of evidence. Yeah, that's crazy.
What about the evidence that
you know what actually really bothers me, by the way?
Is it proof? Did it happen?
By the way, I never proved it was that. I never proved that.
You don't have any evidence on the Epstein file.
I'm sorry. What I said is I have evidence that they are covering something up, and I prevent sense of that.
Well,
you have evidence of that, and I pointed out that we have
this woman, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files and that he's a PDF file.
Well, we are.
That's
No,
the
that's not
evidence
even
I
evidence.
want.
We know definitively he's in the evidence. Hang on, Jake. Let me finish
he's a
that. I'm
PDF.
not contradicting you.
You said
Jake,
it's a PDF.
Jake,
Where's the
Jake,
evidence?
I'm not contradicting you. Jake, I'm not contradicting you. I am saying it's not just the evidence. It's fact.
We have a backtrack here.
Jake, you agree. That Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, correct?
Sure.
You agree that there are redactions of Donald Trump in the Epstein files, correct?
Okay. PDF file.
Yeah.
Literally, what is it? What is the evidence you would accept? Do you need to watch him fuck a kid, or would be in charge? Would be? I've already made
PDF.
Are you just asking for the material connected to the ones I've already given you?
No, any evidence.
Okay, if you're just asking for the material, not what the that's fine, Jimmy. That's fine. You have things to send us after. We have to send you things after. That's fine. I don't care.
Show me the evidence, please.
You're asking for the material evidence, not the
asking for any type of evidence.
When we do the same exchange, when you guys send your documents that you committed to sending for all the same
you just send me the Epstein.
I just said yes. Why are you repeating yes? What do you mean you're wait? You guys haven't sent your stuff yet, so why do I need to
you're not going to send it?
No, Jake, that's not what I said. After the show, for the same reason that you guys haven't sent yours yet. Hang on, no, you're full of shit right now because you're acting like that's what it is. You guys said you want to send the evidence later to not distract. You want to not distract from the debate. Jake, Jake, doing the same on you guys. Jake, we literally already agreed. We literally agreed for your guys' bullshit that you could send your evidence after the fact.
Okay.
And so now you're upset we're doing the same thing?
When your partner is like,
what are you talking about? Jesus Christ, my God. This is that weird self-awareness. Memory of a goldfish. Memory of the goldfish. You know what's actually more disturbing is you don't. It's also more disturbing that you don't know about the testimony of the woman.
PDF file.
It's also disturbing that you guys are surprised about the testimony of the girl who said she bit the shit out of his dick, because that means you haven't gone looking for the evidence.
Did you believe all women? Like, was that true?
Jake, I probably do believe, yeah. Because we confirmed so much.
Where's the evidence?
Hang on, Jake. When you guys are going to shout over the conversation, you're not going to get any kind of answer, but you don't want an answer. You've looked like fools this whole time and it's making you look worse.
No, I'm just saying, Jimmy.
Her evidence is consistent with the other information she gave. No evidence. Very likely she is telling the truth. Martae, you can say you have no evidence. You literally failed on every sourcing project you've been given for this whole show. Martae, Jake's actually pretty okay. Martae, you are laughably bad at this. You are a caricature of a joke of a debater.
He ignored the 50,000 I sent him and said it was the other source. This bullshit lying you guys are doing.
Martae, you haven't actually provided a real source yet. You provided Christian news articles of people.
From a real
source. I agree with Martae.
They got the documentation and evidence at.
Martae, you are laughably bad.
Where do you think they got the research at? Do you think they just made this shit up? This
probably
is crazy.
The same
like
stuff
your
they
source
fabricated the Epstein files from.
Oh, so
guys, by the way, why have there been no arrests? Why have there been no arrests in the Epstein files?
Ignoring this, that's crazy.
Hey guys, Martae Jake, with Donald Trump promising action, why have there been no arrests on the Epstein files?
It's covered, it's redacted, right? We know that. As far as that, there's investigation.
Why? The investigation's over. Pamela and Todd Blanche said they're done with the Epstein files and moving on.
Yeah, I get you there. As far as the arrest goes, that could be a multitude of things. And at that point, it's going to be theories. I don't have evidence on that, of why they're doing that. But at the end of the day, you did say that this was a fact. That was your claim, that he's a PDF file and they're covering it up on the second half. I'm
sorry. You guys said way worse on way less about Biden.
Jimmy,
where there's smoke, there's pedophile fire.
Jovan, did you say Open Doors was a real source?
Jimmy,
Jake, have you noticed Martae does not respect you as a co-debater?
No, he's my buddy.
He doesn't respect you. He does not respect you at all.
This is what the left does. They want to try to cause infighting. You're ridiculous.
This is what the left does, guys. You don't respect Jake. I respect Jake.
Martae, really quick. I just want to say something really fast. We were having a conversation that this whole like quick 3-minute type of stuff, it's really hard to get in sources on the fly. At least for me, I don't have a team or anything like that. I'm just going to say this, right? And especially because I don't know the debate prompt ahead of time.
It's just
right?
the two of us. We don't know the debate prompts ahead of time.
Yeah, I know. And you guys are a little bit more skilled at just like getting your people here and whatever you guys do. And that's fine. I will tell you this though. As far as the Epstein files, I was just saying like show me the evidence because this was kind of like what your debate partner was doing with Martae and I. I'm just doing the same energy back. Just saying.
Yeah, I know you tried. You failed at it.
I don't think I did, bro.
No, telling him he failed doesn't mean he's failing.
This thing will exist forever.
Evidence in
This thing will exist forever. People will be able to play.
By the way, can we take another piss break?
I actually have to pee a second time. And my lovely girlfriend just brought me 2 sirloins because they basically 90% of my diet. So I'm gonna even freeze my camera and just have a bite.
Martae, do you want to admit you were wrong?
So, Jovan, I want to ask you a question. Did you use open doors for your previous source?
Nope.
Okay, well, the source that I use references open doors, which is a real source. That's where they got the 50,000 from.
Claim, now
can you debunk what I sent you?
Martae,
that's not what I'm asking you.
Yes, I'm about to do it. Yes, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it.
Let's do this.
Your claim was 40,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria.
This one says 50,000, but go ahead. Yeah.
50,000 since when, Martae? Exactly, because you didn't read it. It's 2009, buddy.
14 years past this, 52,250. It's even worse.
2009, buddy.
Since 2009,
no,
yes.
You can't read, dude.
2009. I'm reading it verbatim. I'll read it verbatim.
No, you didn't. You said
I'll read it verbatim.
It says
over 50,000. Well, hold on. No, 250 was for the gang rape report in the UK. You're conflating the two things that, to me, you're conflating. Let's stick to Nigeria right now. I'm reading it verbatim. Over 50,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria since the outbreak of Boko Haram Islamic insurgency since 2009. Can you read this verbatim? Because I sent it to you in the back.
2025, like you claimed. So not in 2025.
I said 2009. That's what I said.
No, you want to bet?
I'm reading this verbatim to you right now.
$25 right now? Would you like to bet me $25 right now? I'm willing to put money on it.
You can't bet on YouTube. This is crazy. That's like TOA.
Martae.
But anyway,
TOA from this bet.
TOA, it's TOS. Can you get the acronym right for the first time?
Jake.
This is so crazy. The comprehension is stifling here. But back to this, 50,000 since 2009.
Hold on, Martae, stop. Martae. Jake, did Martae not claim, and me and Jimmy even verified, that he said 40,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria since 2025?
I don't remember that claim, but I do remember.
I can pull it up.
No, well, I will say that I looked up what you were saying until 2009, and that's what you said. And I looked up that.
Yes, I corrected him and said that it was since 2009.
Okay, I don't know if he said 2025 or anything like that, but I do. Okay, because I was looking up some. Because again, when you ask for sources, I'm trying my best to listen and do it at the same time. So I didn't catch that, but I did catch.
Yes, his initial claim, which is why me and Jimmy said give it to us, because I had given an initial number that was 2020, which was only 300 since 2020.
Great, I don't think that Martae said that because I didn't hear it. So I don't think.
I mean, I'll replay it.
That's
it's nonsense. You're mitigating Christian killings right now. That's crazy.
I don't think that was the case.
Oh, it's just 10,000 Christian.
When I replay it, and you say, Martae, when I replay it, and you hear what you said, will you be wrong?
Dude, it's your program, bro.
No, I'm asking you.
Anyways,
if you'll admit you were wrong when I played the tape of you saying 40,000 since 2025.
Oh, yeah, I was
you admit that you were wrong. I want to know if you can confront an error you made. Will you be able to? Okay, great.
It doesn't change my premise.
I'm going to stop everybody for a second.
We're
now half the time. I'm down to keep hanging out and going open format for a little while. However, anybody who's going to be in the comment section complaining that I'm eating, you can eat my ass. I waited all day.
Should I drop callers?
Don't eat, Jimmy.
Do you guys see callers in there? Because my health stuff, I have to wait to eat. Do you guys see callers in there that you were really hoping we would get to? If I don't want to drop up without
people, bro. Don't know any of these people.
If you see questions and you're like, no, fuck yeah, I really want that question though. We can do more rounds, but otherwise I don't. I'm not going to go all night, but I'm definitely.
Are you in Central Time, bro?
Bro, we're fucking neighbors.
Oh, you're in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, right on, bro. Right on.
I'm in Austin.
Oh, you're in Austin. Okay.
Kind
I'm in the
of like
RGV.
rural Austin area.
Right on. I'm in the RGV, bro. I'm like South Texas. So that's why I'm a brown guy. Right?
So we're like as much as neighbors as like someone from Wyoming and like
basically, yeah, you're
really.
basically like 5 hours away from me.
Well, straight away.
Do you ever do IRL debates?
My health condition is too unpredictable. So everybody would be waiting to find out if we set tickets and then I just physically can't.
Okay.
It's not possible.
Fair enough. Okay, so Jimmy, we're already past the time, right? So we
now it's open, whatever.
Okay, so really quick, I want to ask you, Jimmy, because I was speaking to you before you went live with your audience, and I want to ask this question. Are you willing to do a 1v1 on my show? And this is going to be a format of like 7-minute openings, 3-minute closings, hour or so dialogue. Would you be willing to do that?
If you do 1v1, I would want to take all formality out of it with the expectation that I'm
it's
not
going to be a debate prompt. It's going to be a debate prompt.
What's the prompt?
I'm not too sure. Okay, so we could do political debate prompt if you want. And you can come by, I can get you somebody that I think you'll enjoy.
I thought you were saying me and you. I'm not going to get anybody besides me and you. I would do something with just you versus me.
Okay, if we can do one together, would you be open to doing another one with another individual that I have in mind? He's a smaller channel. I think he has like 20K.
I mean, send it to me, maybe. Jake, we're obviously not picky, and that wasn't an insult to you.
Well,
it was an insult to somebody, but it wasn't an insult to you.
No, it's an insult to me. You're really disnormative on your side.
Oh, no. Was I passive aggressive and don't you feel
passive aggressive, bro?
No, it doesn't hurt my voice. It's very feminine, though. It's very feminine behavior. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
This guy's never met sarcasm in his life.
I've never met direct insults from the left. It's always passive.
Bro,
I'm like right here. You can't even say it to me. It's like you're hiding behind your own passive aggressive.
Okay, Martae, I think you're kind of I think you're a bitch. Tell you the truth. You're like uniquely, you are very bad.
You guys are great with labels. That's all you have. No substance and just.
Oh wait. So we don't directly insult, or we're great with labels.
Hey, I'd really love to play something really quick.
Labels, yeah.
It would make me really happy to play something really quickly. Okay, I took time out of my day to find this. Just give a quick listen.
Happened slaughter in Nigeria, but you want to negate that.
In what time frame? What time frame? What time frame?
2025 till now.
Wrong. Okay, can you admit you were wrong?
Oof.
Yeah, I'll even concede that. That's fine. Doesn't negate my premise at all. It's fine. Christian killings, bad.
Especially if you are motivated by killing Christians specifically. That's some bullshit, and that shouldn't be allowed. You pretending that that's what's happening there when it isn't what's happening.
That is happening right now. It's happening right now. Yeah. Christians are actively getting slaughtered right now.
Civilians are actively getting slaughtered. Some of them have to be
Christians are civilians.
Most of them.
Christians are civilians.
There are also Muslim civilians.
Can you admit that
if somebody
Muslims,
destroys, if somebody hits a class,
can you admit that Muslims have a command to directly slaughter Christians?
No, what?
All Muslims? It's in their hadith.
All Muslims? I'm sorry, buddy. I've read the Psalms. Happy is he who takes the unbeliever's child and dashes their head against the rocks. You don't want to go Quran versus Bible. The Bible's a fucking death book. Jesus Christ.
This is in their hadith. This is Orthodox Islam has a command to kill Christians as well.
Mainly Islam and Christianity are both death cults.
No, Christianity is not a death cult. Okay,
literally long
pushing abortions. Who's pushing abortions?
I want to point something out. What is the hadith? What is the hadith, Martae?
The hadiths are readings that substantiate the Quran.
No, the hadiths are very specifically, they are
what do they do?
Stuff that Muhammad say, they are stuff that Muhammad says are permitted actions.
What do they do?
Approved things given by Muhammad.
Do they not substantiate the Quran?
There is zero, there is not a single one of the hadith.
They don't substantiate the Quran.
Not a single citing from the hadith. Not a single one that says kill Christians.
Can I ask you, could you come on my show and do a religious debate for me?
I think we would do it the same way we're not
you, Jimmy. Not you, Jimmy.
with all of these offers. We're talking about you guys are getting extremists at the same time too. You're asking for the inside stream, but where maybe it's weighted more in your favor setting the format, right?
Well, no, you guys can pick the topic.
No, format.
Oh yeah, it's
like we set the format for you. I'm not saying that's unfair.
I'm gonna set the format. Yeah.
But you are wanting it to be content for us.
Correct. And I think it would be good for you guys because you guys can do a different format within a actual elongated one topic, hour and a half with a content creator. You know, I think that would be
one topic for an hour and a half sounds so fucking boring, and I'd love to. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm saying I bet if you go and you look at your analytics on audience attention, that could be substantiated with data.
Well, if you look at some of the content creators that actually host debates, like Jake, Rattlesnake, etc., they get thousands of people watching, bro. A lot of, and you clip it. It's a good clip shit for you guys as well. You will benefit.
I know that. We all
my usual debates are all long form debates that are typically on one specific topic.
Great. Then would you be willing to do a like a religious debate with an individual?
I'll debate anyone on the planet except for like 3 people. So sure.
What if we show up? Hang on, let me ask you this, Jake. If we show up to your platform, if we show up to your platform to debate somebody, you invite them. If they decide to try and change the topic and not engage the actual topic and then go, I concede. Instead, I want to talk about, I don't know, your trans wife. You will establish that they lost that debate.
If we were talking about religion and they want to talk about trans and Donald Trump, I would say you lost the debate. What the fuck are you doing? That's stupid.
And you would start from the very beginning. If they go, you know what, I can see that. Instead, I want to talk about trans stuff. You would say, like when Andrew Wilson did that to Matt, Andrew Wilson, you just lost the debate.
If he did that, I didn't see that exchange, but if he did that, I would say he conceded.
That's exactly like a 30-second exchange.
Can you send that to me?
Oh, happily.
Yeah, thanks. So send that to me, but I would say, that would be conceding the debate if he says, yeah, go for it. I conceded it all to you. And
so that's
completely different. Completely different, then okay. Wait, about your trans wife?
That's what he tried to change their moral discussion to, about Matt affirming his trans wife, basically.
Oh, you're talking about the Matt Dillahunty stuff. About the human secularists. Yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen that before.
Yeah. So you agree then, because I've not misrepresented it. He lost that debate.
Well, the thing is, in that particular subject, he was stating that transhumanism backs up the LGBTQ as well.
No, I'm sorry, he conceded the topic of the debate and then said, instead, I would like Matt to justify his beliefs surrounding trans issues.
Can I ask you a question? Are you banning Andrew from debating because of the Matt Dillahunty?
Adelia apologizes for that at minimum. Otherwise, I don't find him impressive. I don't find him impressive. What's that?
He didn't do that to you.
You do know I own the line and Matt works at the line.
I also know if somebody demonstrates that they're bad faith to one person, they lose me on my drive to debate them.
But
to me, I just see a performance.
I've lost my drive to debate Martae again, but I'm excited
you guys are running from Andrew Wilson for sure.
We agreed.
Whatever you got to tell yourself to sleep at night, Martae.
No, it's true. You accuse him of sophistry, and you give me one good anecdote, but you can't even give me anecdotes of any further sophistry.
Whatever you got to say to help you sleep at night, buddy.
It's really funny because
that's what I just told you, Joe
I'm still here because I'm interested in the future interactions with Jake.
Yeah, that doesn't answer my question about
himself
the query that I
his
just had.
audience and ours. Matt's in chat, by the way, if you guys wanted to address him directly about that debate.
Really quick, I want to ask, can you bring him on? Actually, that would be nice.
Another day.
Okay, that's fine. Really quick, Jimmy, would you say that when you say that he's bad faith, that's a subjective claim?
No.
Okay, so it's objective?
If you set the standard of what you expect out of a debate,
but
starting with the proposition is that which would be engaged with, and then you're not going to be using something like No, but when you say that's subjective, if you want to say the selection of the standard is subjective, kind of like some elements of morality, then I would concede that. But once everybody's agreed to that, you either objectively did or did not adhere to it. And he objectively did not adhere to the reasonable expectations of a person who agreed to a debate with him on a specific topic.
Yeah, but this was specific here because Andrew's whole point was about the trans community.
But that wasn't their debate topic.
Yeah, but humanism.
In fact, it seems like a quick move from Andrew because he's not prepared. He's worried that if not prepared, he'd lose.
Let me talk, Jimmy. I would say that faith would be a subjective point of view, right? If I say that, hey, Jimmy, and by the way, I could say I've seen your shows.
Do you disagree with what I said, though, about if you have a subjective standard everybody's agreed to, there's still an objective level of you either met the standard or not. And that's not...
What's the standard exactly?
As far as debate goes, sure. Okay, sure. Two individuals agreed to a debate on a topic. Both of them are experienced debaters.
Which was?
I believe it was secular humanism versus Christian bullshit.
Okay.
Or whatever. I think it was that secular humanism is a better foundation or something for that. And he started the debate, conceded the topic, and then tried to pivot.
Humanism. Would you say that secular humanism backs up the LGBTQ? Right, because it's about human flourishing.
Right? When you say backs up the secular humanism is compatible.
You could be compatible. Yeah.
Secular humanism is compatible with self-determination and freedom of identity.
Whatever you want. Great. That would include the LGBTQ, correct?
Yes.
So then why is it wrong for Andrew to bring up the LGBTQ stuff?
Jake,
it aligns with that. How is that Jake?
You are being so dishonest. I'm explaining to you right now, and I think you're now being bad faith. Because if you agree to a specific topic, and then the first thing he does is concede that topic. So he's not even saying, I'm still doing a version of that topic. That's not what his argument was. It wasn't to do that topic.
Did Andrew Wilson say, I concede the topic?
Yes, he did. He literally, Matt gave his intro and he goes, I concede to all of that. Instead, I would like to talk about and try to get off of the secular foundation argument onto the trans one. I think that's exactly.
I'll relook at that if that's accurate. Because
it's also a thing he's done before. It's a thing he's done before where he will concede and then try and change the topic. And we don't, and by the way, concession is a loss, but nobody, why is your side not considering?
No, he didn't say I concede this. He said,
you can say whatever you want,
no,
but
he said I grant you the worldview. He didn't say I concede this. He said I'll grant you your worldview, and under your worldview, this is what's permitted. That's what he actually said.
Talked about my feminine actions, and when I think about when I used to be right wing, the type of semantic pedantry Martae engages in is what I would have back then been like, this is that cliche femininity. It's weird for him to like throw that at me when he embodies.
Jimmy, can you listen to what I'm actually saying? What you're doing is you're misframing.
I really am not interested, Martae. I'm going to be honest. To me, I'm here
he
now
said I
for
grant
Jake.
This. Those are two different things. He said I'll grant you.
Is that what he said? Is that what he said?
He didn't say I concede this.
Wait, if the argument is on whether your worldview is accurate or not, and you grant their worldview,
for the sake of argument, I'm going to grant this. No, that's not a law.
Hey,
if you say I grant this for the sake of argument, let's see how your worldview functions.
I'm going to grant you pizza is delicious and talk about your trans
internal
wife.
critique is not a concession. That's crazy.
Hang on, let me look up where Matt said we had a subject on morality. He agreed to concede my worldview if I would explain how a man can get pregnant. That is completely unrelated to the actual worldview. And the man basically went, I'm going to change. It's honestly, Jake, what I think you should be is disappointed in Andrew. Basically, he went to go and do a moral debate and was going to represent morality and tried to go, you know what, I don't really want to talk about that. I'm going to see if I don't let Matt prepare for the actual topic I'm going to bring, I might get an edge on him. It's kind of a single move.
So Matt rage quitting and not actually engaging with the full context of the debate.
Andrew ended the debate. Andrew ended the debate by conceding the worldview, which was the point of the worldview.
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you know the difference between granting a position and conceding a position?
Two different things. That's what I'm saying. Right.
If you grant the premise of it, yes, obviously I know that. If you grant the premise of the overall debate, not as a supportive argument, see where it goes.
Yes, he will grant it. Doesn't mean he agrees. So, for example, Jimmy, if you made a claim, like
pizza is delicious.
Yeah, let's use that. Let's just use
Sure.
You know what? Pizza's delicious. And
I concede that pizza is delicious.
No. Hold on. I will grant that your claim is for the sake of argument that is true. Cool. And then I go on to say, well, pizza comes in all different varieties of pizza. So, for example, pineapple pizza is not delicious. Therefore, it's subjective, right? That would be a claim there. So I will grant that pizza is delicious, but I'm not actually conceding that pizza as a whole is delicious.
So this would be a comparable metaphor if you had made it. I will grant you that pizza is delicious if you can show me. Hang on.
I will grant.
If you granted, this would only be comparable if you made it. I will grant you that pizza is delicious if you can show me how a man gets pregnant, because those claims are entirely unrelated to each other, just as their moral framework.
This is so bad faith.
You understand the difference between
Martae, you saying bad faith is crazy.
I know, crazy from you for sure. Go ahead.
It's your lack of self-awareness.
No, he said grant. He didn't say I concede your point. Granting and
you
concession
really did
is a
not
whole
just listen to the
different
point
thing.
I just made.
You're not addressing what Jake's saying right now directly.
Martae, how would you know you're not listening?
I am. You're dancing around the topic and saying that he can't use this as a hypothetical, and you're saying, "Oh, it's because I feel like it's a bad hypothetical."
I don't care about any of this.
Anything Martae says is tremendously boring. You guys have an actual topic you want to jump on?
Saying it's boring is just another example of running. Go ahead.
I really want to finish this.
We're not having a debate right now. Where am I running from?
Yeah. You're running from something that's not even a debate. That makes it worse. That makes it even worse.
I don't care about Matt versus Andrew Wilson. You were having a conversation with Jimmy. I'm not even involved in it. So I said I don't care about this. Like, what are you talking about?
And I have zero interest.
You're saying you don't care is a form of care for you to have to utter in that. That's crazy.
Andrew
because I've been sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for us to talk about something I give a shit about, Martae.
It's a form of decay.
God damn, dude.
The whatever podcast will bring in people
no self-reflection here at all.
To dunk on them, and you'll still get his ass.
Jimmy, you kind of did the same thing with your calls. And I think your show, you mute your callers. That's pretty bad faith. You dunk on them.
Yeah, is that bad faith? If a person without experience tries to obfuscate, tries desperately, or resort to name calling, or won't answer the actual questions,
if they're breaking TOS, you should take them out.
I don't care about TOS. If they are going, if I give you a question and you're on my show, we don't present it as an equal debate show. We don't say it's a
okay, great. Isn't that bad faith?
No, because literally you just identified why it's not, because we don't say you can use time as you like. If you answer questions.
Yeah. So you admit that when people
call in, if a person calls in and they actually stay on topic, they are given charitable amounts of time. They answer questions, they are given charitable amounts of time. In fact, I will go out of my way. The majority of MAGA who call in aren't capable of it. I will go out of my way.
They're on your side. They grant you more positions on your side, and then you still
you don't know. You don't actually still know what my side is. Martae still doesn't know what a liberal versus a leftist is.
I mean, this is crazy.
Well, remember, socialism, etc. You're a socialist, right?
It's a thin slice of
and a leftist. And you cannot be a leftist if you are a capitalist.
And I would agree that liberals, like for example, you mentioned Destiny's pro Second Amendment, right?
And he's capitalist. By the way, I want to say pro Second Amendment, but I'm pro armed proletarian. I have guns and I support
Leftists are pro guns.
Wait, you have guns as well? Jimmy,
I have an assault rifle, dude.
Jake, leftists are pro guns.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And
why did you know that? That's creepier.
I do remember one of your videos you stating that. Yeah, that's why. So I was listening to your content, but I would say that what you're accusing of Andrew Wilson, I can view of your call-ins, bro.
Fine. And so if Andrew Wilson or you doesn't want to debate me on the basis of our decorum, then
can we agree? But can we agree that bad faith is subjective then?
I already gave you my determination on bad faith. That as far as things go,
That's not what he said.
when you set a standard, you can say that the setting of the standard can be subjective. But when agreed upon, you are either objectively meeting that standard or not. Some of those agreements are implicit, showing up to
under.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
And
does.
in the same way that if we do it, Pete's not in the totalitarian, not in the total way that you are doing it, Jake, not in the total way you are doing it. This is like with the pizza example. Trans people eat pizza. So therefore, I can invoke trans issues to talk about whether or not pizza is delicious.
Okay,
Whether or not
here's a better example.
Matt's moral view is not affected remotely, whether or not men can or can't give birth, period.
Here's a better example for pizza, bro. Because you're going an extreme example. Here's a better example. Pizza's delicious. That's the topic. And then you say, well, you know what? I'm going to talk about pineapple pizza, which is also under the umbrella of pizza, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
That would have been pizza. That would have been the umbrella. So same thing with
how much did Andrew Wilson pay you to convince me to have him on?
Let me finish. So when you talk about humanism does actually have the umbrella of LGBTQ. So if he brings that up, that's under the umbrella. It's like pineapple pizza. That's
Jake, his contention was you have to prove trans men can get pregnant.
Jake, you're actively losing viewers more.
Humanism actually backs that up, Jimmy.
Jake, humanism does not have commentary on whether or not men can get pregnant. It is not a tenet. Jake? No, it doesn't have.
That's literally under the umbrella.
Does atheism support barbershops? I could go to a barbershop as an atheist, but atheism doesn't support. Secondly, humanism has no commentary on whether or not how you would treat a trans person, how you would treat a man who claims to be pregnant, whether they're right or wrong. That you could say is under the umbrella of secular humanism. But his contention was if you can show me how a man can get pregnant, which at the end of the day, were Matt to fail to do that or succeed to do that, would not change the proposition of secular humanism.
Well, that was just the start of his opening statement. We didn't actually get into the debate in order for
then why did he set the standard so low? Why did he set the standard so low?
I never got to that.
Why did he set the standard so low?
He said he would quit before we got that.
Rage quit. We never got that far.
Why did Matt quit? Why did Matt quit?
Are we going to actually debate something, or can I go to bed?
Yeah,
that's my real question right now.
topic.
I don't care about that. And
we are hitting 10 o'clock already, 10:15 on my end, and then on Jimmy's end. Up to you, Jimmy. But
if you give an actual topic, I've said it many times. MAGA Christians know that they're up against somebody they can't beat as soon as they invoke trans. Because as far as the left goes, trans people existing is something I care about, but it is not a thing that I am setting my policy on basis on. Very real fact is, Republicans have set up a world that is set to collapse. Democrats have helped them, and only socialism will get us out of it. If you like, I will give you the proposition for the next topic. Javon might hate it and rage quit, but here it is.
Fucking AI.
oh, by the way,
It's gonna be AI-related.
would you do a religious debate on my show? Because you said you were kind of into that. I can get you in a moment.
It depends on the opponent.
We can discuss it.
that can discuss that.
people. So, okay. I'll message you afterwards.
Mass unemployment is coming at the hands of AI and robotics. It is unavoidable.
I would say that is true.
Okay, it is unavoidable. What solutions when mass unemployment comes? And when we talk about mass unemployment, we're not talking about past innovation. I think that Republicans have been unnuanced about that too, but we're not talking about, sure, the horses get replaced by cars, but now you need mechanics. The mass innovation, even the guy on your side, like Elon Musk, says, no, there aren't new jobs to replace it. Those new jobs will also be done by the robots and AI.
Yeah, I disagree with that as well. But I will tell you this, Jimmy. As far as the AI topic, I've spoken about that. I think that is a massive replacement. I don't like that. I'm not saying.
Bro, I literally say it all the time. There's an actual great replacement theory led by Elon Musk. It has nothing to do with Jews. Has nothing to do with Mexicans. You are being actively replaced by AI.
Okay. But at the end of the day, I am saying that even the rest of the world is doing the same thing. China, etc. It's the AI race, and I think America is in that panic. And even if it was Democrats in charge, and you don't like Democrats, they would do the same thing, right?
No, and they won't be enough. And if the Democrats get in charge, I will campaign to see another pro. So Jake, not the same ship, less bad, but similar. I don't disagree. So Jake and Martae, if he wants to, would you call what he's done contributing? My question is, if I'm correct, and that the future, the next 10 years, will see a mass unemployment, let's just make it 1%. Thus, that you have 3.5 million people who not only don't have jobs, they are people who want jobs and can't get jobs. Just 1%. And it's going to be massively more than that. I'll give you 1% to be conservative. What right-wing solution exists to take care of those 3.5 million people?
You know,
right now,
I'm not. I'm not too sure about right-wing solutions. I think there's solutions in general that I would distribute that might not even be right-wing. At the end of the day,
are you saying you might have to resort to socialism to take care of?
No, not socialism. Well, what's social? Well, let me ask you this: what's the socialism solution to that?
Mass ownership.
Mass
common shared ownership. Socialism is the solution to that.
So what if, for example, I massively, own a particular company with many people, and we all agree that AI, we want to do AI? How would that destroy AI?
No, you would need a revolution at much higher, revolutionary change.
Yeah,
at a much higher level than just a company. At a company level right now, to head towards something better, you could have collective ownership, things like co-ops of companies.
But what's stopping the collective ownership for saying that we want AI? What's stopping that?
Why would they say that? If we have,
we want to.
In a socialist world, AI is
what's stopping them.
The problem with AI is capitalism. I don't know, but
socialism. Okay, let's say socialism. We all have
we convert to a socialist
world.
Let's
do that. Great. What's stopping a group of people that we socially want? That the people want AI, and we want that. What's stopping them?
I guess I'm still not understanding. I advocate for what you're saying.
The massive people, let's say me.
What is stopping the massive people from agreeing to have
AI? And a million other people that own this want AI. What's stopping
in a socialist world?
Yes.
Why would anything stop it? Why should it stop it?
So it doesn't stop AI. It's not a solution.
No. I don't want to stop AI. I want to stop the capitalist framework of AI, which results in massive poverty and then death and then basically the end of humanity.
Let's say socialists want to contribute AI, and it's going to fucking destroy things, and we want to do it.
No, why would it destroy things? Why would AI that is controlled by socialists is in the common good, everybody together gets to contribute inside?
So you want to eliminate competition, right?
No, common good. It's common good subjective. It's only in the like most broad. You are trying to fill the show.
No, because
when we're talking about common good as power, using AI to solve problems that are obviously problems, no matter what. And by the way, according to moral realism, you're actually wrong. It's not subjective. There are objective secular moral systems. I just don't want to get into a Philbro moral realism. I just told you. Do we want to pull out our Philbro wieners? Because I don't.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying, like, I believe that when you want to have socialism under control, and you're saying it's going to stop the AI thing.
No, not stop AI. It's going to stop death from AI.
Okay, death from AI.
Poverty from AI.
Poverty. Okay. So what would be the difference between capitalists using AI and socialists using AI as well? Because capitalists could say,
democracy. Socialism would have democracy. Capitalism wouldn't.
Well, it's not just that. It's the commodification of labor under capitalism when you have AI. With AI under capitalism, because labor has been commodified and tied to resource gathering, if the labor is now lost, you no longer have the ability to pay for resources. Whereas in socialism, there is no paying for resources happening. So even if you don't work your job, like even if your job gets taken over by AI, you don't have to risk where your next meal is coming from.
Because that comes from other
Joe, one of your guys?
It comes out of my pocket.
Joe, one of your guys? Because you guys don't agree with Hot Joe. Socialism.
It will. We pay into that. When other people's money runs out, it all stops.
Martae, what is socialism?
You don't know what socialism is. This is
above your pay.
You're talking about socialism. You're talking about like socialism is an act of controlling. No, I'm not looking at Grok. I actually wrote.
It's an act of controlling what?
So I wrote notes. This isn't Grok. These are all notes that I wrote
you're just
down.
easy to rage bait, and I can't resist because you've been so insufferable this whole show. By the way, Javon knows how to rage bait me, and it's nice to see someone easier to rage bait.
You want to eliminate competition so that we're not going to drive down prices. You guys want to fix prices, but this all has to come from somebody.
You don't know what socialism is.
You don't know what socialism is.
This is the part of this. Raising rent. This is the part of this. All of this.
Really quick.
Jake, would you let us talk if you were like, define capitalism? We're like, what it is when you take your prostate, like put your finger, you just let me get through. All right,
then I would respond, yes.
Fine. I will let Martae talk uninterrupted. He can give me a functioning definition for socialism.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Socialism is an act of, I would say, eliminating competition so that way you can eliminate the free market. That's one of the things that's under the guise of socialism. And then not to mention, when you're shaking your head, that's a part of this. You can't name one part of socialism that's been successful in history. You can bring up Venezuela, things like this. All that's failed. All of this has failed.
Hold on. This is my wheelhouse. I asked you for a functioning definition of socialism. This is an example of what it might do. I asked you for a functioning definition of it. Are you capable of giving that or no?
You want these systems that are regulated by the public rather than private owners? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you want?
Does Martae call into our show and Drew from New Jersey? Because that's how bad. Like
his main goal is to share wealth evenly. Its main. This is what it is. The main goal is
for the goal.
It's shared ownership, focusing on needs.
I don't know if I can define definition.
Of what, Martae?
So embarrassing.
He just brought this up. Shared ownership. You're eliminating competition.
Of what?
Shared ownership. You're talking about private owners of businesses, houses,
shared ownership of
wealth, resources, all these things. Yeah.
What specifically,
this is so embarrassing.
Healthcare, schooling, housing, food. This is what Mom Dami's trying to do in New York.
He's giving you guys examples. Can you?
Yeah, they don't like them. They don't like my examples.
Did I ask for an example, Jake?
Food, housing,
hold on.
Drew,
Can you just went on a big? No. Stop.
They can't engage in any of this stuff.
Stop. We just went on a big tirade about
it's a political and economic system where these major industries share wealth.
Martae, I don't know why you're talking right now. You just said, can I engage with him when he's trying to not engage with what I asked him first?
He didn't engage with it.
No, he didn't. I asked for it. What definition was given?
The social and political economic system where major industries are sharing resources. And I gave you the schools, healthcare, and all this other shit.
Resources, bro.
You guys don't.
And you're not engaging with it, bro.
So bad. This is the most bad bait fucking discussion ever, bro.
So disingenuous.
You're not actually engaging.
It's so disingenuous to act like I'm not engaging. Do you think there might be a reason, Jake? Do you think there might be a reason when we want to talk about socialism? Do you think there might be a reason why I want Martae to be specific about the things he's saying? Can give me the exact terms? No, he doesn't.
What's your definition? How much specific does he need in order to?
Are you ready?
Do not let this guy weigh you down. You're lowering your performance by letting Martae weigh you down.
Ridiculous, bro.
Jake, you be me, and I'll be Martae. Ask me the same question.
What's your definition of socialism?
Yeah, it's the complete abolition of private property, in which the means of production are collectively owned by the workers, not private owners.
Great.
That's what I said. That's literally what I said.
But he's
not what you said.
It is what I said.
You realize that?
How's that different from your definition? How's that different?
Under his purview. So you have to engage with under his definition. His purview. Yes, you do.
You absolutely not, especially when you guys are engaging that we identify as socialists. In fact, the common definition, which is that which we identify with, is the only relevant one. Martae didn't know that common definition, so the only definition he uses is socialism, though?
He doesn't want my definition. He wants his definition.
But the definition we gave
socialism itself is subjective. So this is
Jake's having subcategories does not mean it is subjective. I don't know if you know what subjective means now.
Yes, subjective would mean an opinion-based thing, a purview of an individual.
The types of socialism, all they do is they talk about how we get there. They do not talk about the core tenets of socialism.
What's your umbrella of socialism that you're exactly on? Like, what's your actual umbrella?
Communism plus.
All that talks about. Well, I'm a communist.
Real quick, actually, wait, Javon, before you answer, can either of you guess? If I just tell you it's the common definition, can either of you guess it? Or have you never looked up the common definition? I want to answer it to you. This is an insightful question to ask before. If I tell you it is the common definition of socialism, that is the one we adopt, can either of you guess what we're now going to say?
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of different definitions.
I can guess. The political and economic system where
the
public is sharing resources.
Bro, What's in common? What's the common definition? Because I think a lot of people have different.
Are you Bill Clinton me right now? Let's go matter here. What is the definition of is? What is common mean? I did not have common.
Well, you were saying before. Yes, that's important stuff, Jimmy. Like you have to realize that if you want to give out a definition, you have to be very thorough on it. If you're going to say there's one common version of this,
I didn't say there was one common. I said the most common definition.
Oh, the most common. Great.
If you go into a classroom, and they define socialism for you, they will define it as blank. Not any of these subjective things that we're adding to it. These presumptions.
Your definition is going to be the definition that universities use all the time, right?
Most common.
Is that what you're claiming?
Or some version very close to it.
Or some variation close to it. So it's
Jake, as in it will be indistinguishable from it. I'm saying if you were to come out, you're doing one word. If you were to use, three words, if the rest of your definition was all over the place, but you used three words that all of them have, I would say that's close enough.
Okay, close enough. But Jimmy, can you see that you're using a subjective point of the common, bro? So again,
Jake, I didn't. All I asked you, if you guys had to guess what that definition is.
We can't guess because it's a variety of.
No. The reason you can't guess what you
you guys don't even have a debate on God. I can demonstrate. You don't even God and everything. Can we stop debating the meta for 5 fucking minutes? I'm losing my mind. Every debate becomes a debate about the debate.
Jovan, you said that your definition is communism, but Jimmy's isn't.
Going into the debate.
Forrest does point out.
You said your definition is communism, but you isn't.
No.
Jake, I would like to invite you to another 2v2 where you actually have
I need to repent after this debate.
You actually have
I just want to reiterate. You
have to repent of our craziness?
Yes,
I just want to reiterate.
I've sinned.
I want to reiterate.
Joke, by the way. Calm down.
Socialism is when the means of production are collectively owned and private property is abolished. This is not every resource is shared. It's specific to the means of production. Got it?
Literally, had you just said something like,
why would I
did
use
means of
this definition when mine is the definition of socialism?
Okay,
so why would I need with his made-up definition when my definition comes from the fucking dead German term?
Definitions are interchangeable.
Yeah, not in a debate. Because
actually, no. Hold on, Jimmy. Wait, please. I just want to fucking say this. If I'm going to talk about the economic ideology created by the dead German guy, I'm going to use the definition that the dead German guy gave for his economic ideology. Not some definition Martae wants to use, or the definition from Marx and Engels, or the guys who came up with it.
Your thing about would be crazy, bro. Your thing about definitions being interchangeable while at its core true is also the core.
Well, yeah, like men can be women now. That's interchangeable.
This is the core of the fallacy called equivocation. The equivocation fallacy. The definition. Jake, do you remember earlier when I said whenever Jake, do you remember earlier when I said MAGA knows they're losing when they invoke trans shit?
But yet, Martae wants to give you his definition.
Jake, if you'd actually listen to me, I think you would agree I'm right.
He just gave a different version of it, which was wild.
No. First of all, Martae, it wasn't a different version, and we know it's not because you think liberals are socialists, and they literally.
I want to have my fucking head.
What was wrong with what I said? How is that not socialism?
Jimmy.
Jake, of course you wanted to. You had to come to me now. Jake, you had to do it. Jake, of course you had to. You basically did a 2v1 debate today.
How is that not socialism what I described? No.
You guys are a fucking headache. I want to have my fucking head right now.
I agree.
Jovan,
you have a headache right now because Jake, you have a headache right now because you were defending Martae's equivocation fallacy. And because you guys don't know what equivocation fallacy is.
No, because you guys obfuscate, and not only that,
I don't actually think you know what obfuscate means now, especially having Martae as your partner. The fact that you keep accusing obfuscation seems crazy. You do know that happened in our first session.
All of this is baked in what I just
remember when we were talking about political violence. Jake, remember when we were talking about political violence and he wanted to invoke the abortion debate?
How is that not violence?
Do you remember what you told me when I said I wanted to do that?
Was abortion not voted into
You can't commit violence. You can't commit violence to a thing.
I need to take a piss. I'll be
That's
back.
a human life. Is that not a
It
human
doesn't have
life?
personhood. Doesn't matter if
you guys. This is
That is a
crazy.
human
So
life.
my balls are human
That's
life.
violent
My
as
sperm
shit.
are
You're
human life.
wiping out. That's a genocide that's happening.
Hey,
That's violence.
Martae, they don't have personhood. They literally don't have a brain. They don't have.
That's
the
your
ability to think. They are
definition.
not
It's a human
agents.
life. It's a human life that we're wiping
So
out
are
the
my
back. These are
sperm.
people.
So are my sperm, and wait till you hear about the genocide of sperm I've been
Sperm
committing.
is not a human life unless it contacts with the egg and unifies.
Okay,
That's
then
not
what
a
kind of
human
life is it? If it's not a
If I
human life,
come
what kind of
into
life
a
is it?
sock, that's not a human life. That's a half.
What species? What species is my living cell sperm?
What species?
Yeah, it's not a human life.
It's
What
a
is it?
cell of a species that's not human life.
It's alive, is it not?
If it's attached to you, yes.
Can I go to bed?
However, it's
Wait,
not a
if it's
human
attached-
being.
The
A
definition
fetus
of life
is a
is
human
if it's
being.
attached
I'm
to
gonna-
you.
I'm
A
gonna
fetus is a
assume I
human
can go to
being,
bed.
regardless of what you think.
I'm assuming I can go to sleep.
Everybody, I think that the best thing, I think that you would have the exact same outcome today, whether you watch the whole debate or you just watch Martae speak for himself. You can watch either one, and you'll come away with the same people winning. Martae will come away with. Martae actually put in the description of the video who won before the video started, so we know who he's going to think won, and I have the receipt to prove that. But you guys have fun. Jake, wherever you are, it was a pleasure. Jake, it was a pleasure. Goodbye, everybody.
Wait, you're ending the stream? What the fuck?
Yeah, bad
I didn't hear what
faith
you
is
said.
shit.
This is going fucking nowhere.
Bad faith.
Wait, how did you guys not get enough out of us? This is 2.5 hours. Are you actually saying we went an hour over and you're
Jake, I'll see you on your
complaining?
stream, bro. Jake,
Your
Jake, I'll see you on
cup
your panel,
runneth
bro.
over. Jesus Christ. All right, take us off.
Jimmy, he'll be on the stream. You can, you're gonna listen in because I know you are.
You definitely don't know.
Jake, I'll be coming over in your
I won't
stream,
even
bro.
think about. I won't even think about you guys.
It's already past your bedtime.
All right, yeah, it's past your bedtime.
That's true.
Go to sleep, you old fuck.
You're definitely true.
Yeah.
That's very true. You're definitely right. I'm an old man. I'm true. That's true. I'm gonna fuck my girlfriend.
Finally, we agree on something. Jimmy's an old fuck.
I am old. I mean, what do you want me to say? I'm not old.
All right,
I mean, old is subjective.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. You might have the energy of a 23-year-old.
I'm young. I'm young in
In heart. In heart.
No,
I'm older shit like that.
I'm older in heart.
Older in heart? Okay.
Yeah, I'm older than my body.
All right, get the fuck out of here, Jimmy. Have a good one.
All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you, Jake, on your
Have a
stream.
good one. Yeah, I'll see you, dude. Have a good one, guys.
Go enjoy your 5 viewers, guys.